Yeah, I was just saying that, as I recall, when we left off last time, we put a type A power cell in the sensors, which gave us like 5 minutes of juice, which is about 4 minutes and 55 seconds longer than we need to realise that we are staring down a star from an uncomfortably close distance.
That's correct. The crew woke up in stasis pods with no memories of themselves, where they were, who they were, or who anyone else was, and has investigated to find themselves on a what they can identify as a pre-tech military ship of sorts that has been badly salvaged. You've got a couple of characters out in engineering working to get some power going, and a couple characters up on bridge wanting to get a better read of your overall situation. And as Viral just put it, there it is, bright as day. And we'll open to that. Your sensors are going crazy. I believe I said that the ship auto-activated a red alert throughout the ship.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone knows that there's something going on.
Yeah. I'll tap into internal comms then, and I'll say, yeah, so needless to say, we saw something. There's a star right in front of us, and I'm not convinced we're far enough away to pull out. Does anyone know how to fly this thing?
You got a manual or anything up there?
Sorry, I was having trouble understanding you. You're coming out kind of muffled.
Oh, okay. Is this any better?
Yeah,
A little bit.
a little bit, yeah.
Okay, give me a minute.
Is the power for the sensors and all like the other stuff, is that just continually blaring off?
I'm sorry, is it continually what?
Just like going off, just like the power for that particular stuff that hasn't died, right? That's just continually going off, red alert.
Yeah. So it's, if I understand you, it's not repeatedly blaring a red alert. It's activated the red alert, put up the red lights, and it's yeah, it's not one of those obnoxious systems where it's just repeating red alert over and over again.
Okay. It's not the Star Trek style red alert.
No, there's no continual.
I'd guess like there's enough cues that we're not going to forget we're at red alert, but it's not like constantly annoying us.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Oh, that's much clearer. Yeah.
Okay, glad to hear it. Sorry, I was kind of messed up before.
All good.
Fine. All right. So yeah, what did excuse me, what did 872 say over the comms?
Oh, yeah, 872 said, or what I'm going to have 872 say over the comms is, I don't want to alarm you, but we appear to be getting pulled directly into a star.
Do we have a timeline on that? Like, do we have 15 days to figure it out?
Actually, yeah, that's a valid point, Dix.
It is. Why doesn't someone who's good with sensors and readings go ahead and give me a program check?
Oh, that sounds like me. I'm guessing I like run up to the bridge for this.
Yeah, I'll also roll it since I'm up there, and so I can potentially answer the question.
Okay.
Give me just a sec to get my character sheet.
Now, 180 could run up to the bridge. All the best like surfaces to work on comm stuff are there, but 180 can also access all the readings and try it from engineering if she wants to.
Okay.
Engineering
So,
and the
what
bridge
skill was
are the
that you said?
places that have like all the data that you need. It's just that the bridge is
Yeah.
better designed for all the
doing that. Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah,
think
what skill was that you
as
said?
of
Hang on real quick, Ginjo. What was that, Varo?
I was just asking what skill roll it was.
Oh, it's a program int.
Okay.
And Ginja, go ahead.
so I think as of when the red alert went off, I was in the barracks or something, or the mess hall, something like that.
I think 180 was in engineering with 579, wasn't she?
I don't remember.
That's what I recall.
Yeah, it was
Well, in that case,
800.
I'll do it from engineering.
Yeah, it was 800, 808, 872, and 119 were in the mess hall. 119 had actually, I think, gone somewhere else also. But yeah, here we go.
Okay, do it from engineering then.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, 119 was in the bridge first.
Yeah.
Okay.
To answer the question, I'll just say, how the hell do you expect me to know? I ain't a pilot.
Won't matter if anyone can pilot it if they can't even get off, if a ship can't move anyways.
180 can estimate that. By the way, this is a partial answer. You can get higher, get better if you roll higher, unless you want to save your reroll.
It could get a lot worse than that.
Well, rerolls don't.
That's only 2 under average.
Rerolls don't. Rerolls take the higher of the two.
I know. I'm just thinking.
Okay.
I could roll 2 1s and want to re-roll it.
Fair.
I have a thing for this. Hang on.
The statistics, the
This.
mathematical model.
Oh no.
Yeah. No, I'll stick with this.
Okay. 180 best estimate based on the math and the sensor data coming in is that you've got no more than. Well, let me ask you this, Peter. What would a engineer do? Would they give a higher time estimate or a lower time estimate?
You would always give the worst case scenario.
Yes. I knew that was the answer. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Yeah.
All right. So then 180 being a bright and happy person. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Estimate you've got about 3 hours before you are gravitationally locked. And of course, if you could get your full spike drive online, that probably wouldn't matter. But based on just some assumptions being made and what power you might be able to get to engines that don't require the spike drive, you've got about 3 hours before that sun is going to be putting you to sleep.
Yeah. So that's 3 hours, and if we get the engines up near the end of that 3 hours, they're only just enough to get us out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely getting put on through the internal comms. That I reckon we've only got maybe 3 hours, and then we're just in. Nothing we can do. So 3 hours to change that.
All right, now does 579 have any wacky plans to, you know? That's the question. Now, explosives.
There's that hammer.
Blow up the sun.
What are the what's the prognosis on, I guess, rerouting power from, like, how bad would it be to reroute the power from life support to? Actually, is the drive functional at all without the parts right now?
So 579, I believe the prognosis last time was that you could get some power generation going, enough to power the ship and some systems. You just can't repair the spike drive.
Right. Okay. Well, obviously that's jumped up in priority. I think, given that seems much shorter than our life support estimates, I think we should maybe, redirect that way. Let me
You
see.
don't say.
You do have it all. I do say.
Now,
Now,
here's
how to do it without blowing myself up.
There's going to be a dilemma for you. Just looking at the work ahead of 579, I figure that's going to take about 4 hours of like hard, stressful work.
Is that for one person?
Now, it would be for one skilled person, yeah.
Okay. Because
To be clear, we haven't found
there
a
is an
giant
assistant
statue.
with fix 0.
To be clear, we haven't found any stash of explosives, right? To like strap on the side of the hole and equal an opposite reaction ourselves away from this.
You haven't.
Damn.
I like your thinking.
Yeah. I mean, all an engine is a continuous explosion, right? So it is kind of explosions, just not quite as instantaneous.
I don't think we really use internal combustion engines anymore.
No,
You
but
know,
a rocket thruster.
jokes aside, back in the early days of like spaceflight, before they had the sort of first viable like launch craft, there was actually a suggestion of using very small nuclear devices and a big curved blast shield that was somewhat discreet and dissipate the force. Yeah, that's the one.
Chuck a nuke out the back and ride the shockwave.
Yeah, basically.
Project Orion.
So it's not completely out there as an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wasn't suggesting it completely as a joke. But also, I don't think we actually have the explosives for it right now. And plus, presumably the ship's not designed for that. So, it doesn't have a big old blast shield.
No, the ship isn't designed for that. It is something that you could rig up if you wanted.
Yeah, but I don't know if we can rig it up sooner than we can get the engines online.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to with an assistant.
With fix 0.
Does that get us under the 3 hours?
Depends on the roles and the assistants. While you guys are in engineering contemplating this, I want to hear real quick what's happening on bridge when you're hearing these time frames bandied about.
Can we kind of pan the sensor around to see if there's anything that we could launch to, even if we had a way to do that? Because I assume that once we turn enough power on to get out of this gravitational lock, we're going to be running out of life support very fast.
Yeah, and 119 has enough just kind of hidden, unknown why background experience and knowledge that the idea of slingshotting around the sun is front and foremost in his mind, and instead of trying to just back out of this gravitational pull, just use it. And as you speak, those sensors are picking up other objects in space, most of them asteroids and things that aren't terribly useful to you, until it comes around to a terrestrial planet. Your sensors are picking up that it has a breathable atmosphere, but in the current state of your ship, you're not able to pick up too much more than the fact that, yeah, there's a rock down there with air you can breathe. Or I guess a rock out there.
I'll relay that over the internal comms. Just okay, it's not just a star out there. We're also seeing a rock that's looking like it's got some air we could breathe.
That definitely changes the priorities on life support versus engines.
Mm.
You'll probably get away with a lot less life support if we can get somewhere we can breathe.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll pan it back over to engineering. So yeah, if both 180 and 579 are ready to sweat, get their hands dirty, let's see a roll first from 180, because I assume 579 is going to be the primary.
Probably, yeah.
That seems wise.
180's only got fixed 0. She's kind of dabbling in it, so she probably knows the basic tasks, but doesn't know the direction and probably doesn't know the sequence of what actually needs doing. So we'll just sort of do what she's told to do.
And 579 is going to really appreciate someone that can get her those tight squeeze spots that would be very unpleasant for him.
And I'm gonna add a little bit of context for 180. None of this seems terribly familiar. 180 doesn't intuitively know how to work on a starship engine, but she is picking up what 579's putting down rather quickly.
Okay. Yeah.
Which suggests she was not previously.
So I'm guessing this is a int fix.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. See, this is where I'm glad I didn't use my reroll before. That's a 1 and a 2. So I'm going to reroll it.
And I rolled a 5 and a 4 there. I guess that's supposed to be the help roll first.
More like it.
That's fine. It's fine. And so a couple, yes, I do appreciate you bringing that up as a housekeeping thing, though, Meowkin. So typically, and we'll blame Meowkin for jumping the gun on the roll. I do like the aid checks to be rolled prior to rolled and resolved prior to the full roll, the actual roll. I also very, very rarely, I think almost never, have the same skill rolled for the aid check as for the main check. My justification here is, it sucks as players if the person doing the aid check rolls a 12 and the primary roll is a 6. So I typically like the aid check to be a different score. I just I jumped the gun in just saying yeah, it's a fixed check, roll it. So if I were more caffeinated, I would have normally told you, no, let's get some other skill that better describes how you're helping 579, but also represents a degree of mechanical knowledge. Like I might have said maybe a no int, or
dexterity for 180, but
oh yeah,
like I said, I
dexterity.
feel like the big thing would be squeezing into this really obnoxious spots.
Yeah, actually, a sneak dex would have been interesting, or sneak int. So yeah, and this also helps to
Well, if it helps at all, sneak int would have been exactly the same number.
Perfect. Let's say that's what you rolled then.
Okay.
And this is a good demonstration of how I like to play a fairly fast and loose with the skills to let you present your character how you want to characterize them. obviously 180 is not stealing parts here, but sneak is still a good representation of skill. This is still a good representation of skills that 180 has picked up in the past, and sneak can help her with this.
Yeah.
So with that, yeah, you think that you can get this just in. It's going to be a bomb situation where you may be down to the last second. Well, I guess you don't know that yet.
But it's looking close.
It's looking doable, and both of you are going to be probably exhausted by the end of this. The amount of work that 579 has said needs to be done, both detailed and just complete labor, and of course others can help because this is going to be a multi-hour process. If it's just 579 and 180, you're both going to end up taking system strain.
Yeah, I was actually just about to suggest something like I don't like taking like some stems or something, not like mechanically, but just like some heavy caffeine.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was actually going to suggest that as like heavy caffeine, because the cafeteria area in the ship is surprisingly nice. Although then again, I was going to say, most of the stuff that we found was like rotted and such, but
The fresh
like,
food was.
But who's going to be the gopher is the real question.
Yeah, we're not stopping to get coffee.
That's fair.
We might get coffee brought to us, but we're not stopping to get coffee.
Of course not.
Yeah, who's making coffee then? Is this a thing that's happening? Someone's making coffee for the two hardworking engineers?
Yeah, sure. I don't see there's anything particularly useful. Like, this isn't a problem that I can solve by shooting it, so I'm happy to do the coffee runs.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably some like, hey, carry this here, over there kind of stuff as well. But,
yeah. Okay. So 872 sounds like he's just helping out in general, starting off with coffee. So what's that look like on the bridge? 579 has made his assessment and started telling 180 what to do. I'm assuming that 579 has also communicated bleak kind of prognosis and outlook to bridge. So among 800, 119, and 872 up in front there. How are you guys reacting to this?
I think 800 is probably feeling a little like, oh god, overwhelmed. I don't know what I can do about this.
Okay.
I think she would have tried to help out in engineering and then quickly found out that probably helping would be more hindering and getting in the way, and then head back over to the bridge and see if there was anything that could be done there in regards to figuring out, where this slingshot might take them.
Yeah. All right, and 119 is hang on real quick with their viral. 119 is trying to run those calculations. Is that where he's going?
What? I hadn't said anything, but I was.
Sorry, I kind of put you on the spot there.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by running calculations.
Oh, just trying to figure out how to get the ship over to that rocky planet you saw.
Yeah. I was going to say, doing some of that, trying to keep morale up in whatever way possible, and seeing if we can pull this off, or how hard it would be to pull off. how tight the margins are.
Okay. And then 872 is
Yeah, I imagine that similar to 800 down engineering, I probably looked at what was happening up on the bridge, realised that I'm completely out of my depth, and probably crossed paths with 800 on the way to engineering to see if, like, they'd a spare pair of hands or whatever. And yeah, if the first thing you guys assign me to is see if there's coffee, then I will go and see if there's coffee.
all right. 119 is working at the panel, working at the pilots and the navigator's controls, trying to get that kind of plotted in. Obviously, 119 is not got the pilot skill, but some of this work can be done with just general ship management. So go ahead and give me either a int lead or int admin. All right. And 800 is helping out. I should have asked this. I'm going against my own earlier conversation here. How is 800 helping out?
Probably just like trying to see if there's any files about like the system, something that might help in the regard of like kind of identifying where we're going, see if that can help with the calculations so that there's maybe more of a defined guess of getting us on the right trajectory. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. What skill would you think would be relevant in trying to filter through that?
I was thinking administer, probably. Administer with intelligence to just start going through files and see what's relevant and what might be useful.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that. Okay. And I'm going to cut over to 872 real quick here.
Mm-hmm.
How is 872 making coffee? Let me set the stage for you a little bit first. This is a military stocked ship, and as you guys know, the good stuff was left behind and has been sitting there and rotting for 6 months. But this is a military stocked ship. There's definitely military packaged coffee along with those MREs and rations. So, military coffee. What's 872 doing with this? Just paint a scene for me of what it looks like in the galley as he looks over these options here.
Okay. So I imagine he's probably gone through and seen if there's any like different kinds of coffee. I assume that I would have taken a sort of like, would our memories be good enough that we can remember like how we like our coffee best, or whether we like what our preferences in food and drinks are, or would we just need to like try it and that's good or whatever?
If you think about it, it's very hard to recall. But if you're just doing it, then 872 could, like, if 872 likes military coffee a certain way, then just by muscle memory, 872 will make it that way. If he only ever likes fancy stuff before, then he's gonna be a little bit out of his depths and not really know.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering, like, whether 579 and 180 would have been able to give me specific coffee orders for how they like their coffee.
Nope, not with any confidence, although I'll let the players answer for themselves how the characters answer. How
Probably
do
thinks about it for a moment and then just sort of, I don't know. And just gets back to working.
does 579 have a response to that? That's you, Miakin.
Oh. Sorry, I'm a little tired. What was the question again?
How
you
does
did.
579 like his coffee?
I mean, he doesn't know.
Right, yeah, so kind of exasperated because obviously the fate of the ship is kind of in your hands at the moment.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell kind of question is that? I don't have. Oh, what the? Oh, whoops.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, having not really been given any specifics, I'll probably just if there are several different types of military coffee, did I find any different types, or is it just all the one kind of coffee?
It's pretty much just one type of coffee.
Okay. In that case, I'd probably make it fairly strong, but not overwhelmingly strong. We're not trying to do anything fancy here, we're trying to get caffeine into people so that they don't get tired and make mistakes.
Alright. Why don't you go ahead and let's just Wolf. I don't even know what skill I would want to use for this.
We could just say that since there's not really much that I can do on the technical front to help, we could just say that I make coffee and then go back and try and help keep morale up when I can, and then roll that into a top charisma check.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea to me. Go ahead and roll me the charisma talk check.
Yeah, so I'll just try and keep spirits up, assist where I can, and also, as part of keeping spirits up, here I brought you coffee.
Alright. I've got just a little bit more I want to draw this out before telling you how all this plays into what's happening here. And
Also, can I just ask a question quickly?
You sure can.
Yeah, so we only put a type A power cell into the sensors. You reckon that was only 5 minutes of juice. That's probably ran out. How does that impact the plotting our course to Slingshot round the star?
So
is it harder because we're doing a blind, or?
It is, but I'm also assuming in here that that 579 is going to get a little bit of juice out to the essential ship systems, so that you can get comms. Well, you've got comms up, so that you can get those external sensors running and let 119 and 800 try and figure out. Well, try to help the ship figure out exactly what your slingshot options are. So yeah, your 5 minutes of juice runs out pretty quickly. If that scares anyone, then of course another A cell can be used for that. But 579 and 180 need power to their consoles also, to other parts of the ship also, so they're going to be getting that pretty quickly.
To be clear, once the ship's up and running, you can actually just basically recharge those off the ship power, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's really no reason not to use them for as long as you need to, unless you think that you're not going to get the power up. Which would also be a valid, pessimistic view there.
Well, I mean, I think if we don't get the power up, there's not much we're going to be able to do with power cells. It would be a bit too toasted for that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
If we have solar power, then we'd have maybe 10 seconds of power off the star before we're, toast.
All right. The last thing I want to do here is Nox. You mentioned that 119 is gonna try and keep the morale of the crew up, and 872 is helping out by well, being a little bit chatty. I'm not
moral support.
Mm-hmm. So how do the two of you think you go about trying to keep your crew from falling into a despair in this circumstance?
I think I'd probably lean on the idea that even though we can't remember, we basically can't remember shit. We can't remember anything about who we are, but our bodies remember. Our bodies instinctively remember how to do things that we're good at. And 579 is chief engineer. This kind of thing is the kind of thing that 579's body knows how to do, even if 579 doesn't remember that they know how to do it. It's just a matter of going with your instincts. That's probably the kind of angle that I'm leaning into.
Yeah, it's going real fucking great. It's like I'm, on my back, wrenching something. And hopefully not my arm.
Hopefully. How about 119? What's go ahead, Nox.
Gonna piggyback off of that and say that we have the data. We know that it's possible. We also know the chances are slim, but we do have that knowledge, and it's a thing that we can accomplish. We can figure out the rest once we're out of out of here and on that rock with some clean, breathable air. But this is, I guess, the task at hand.
All right, I'm gonna ask for one last roll here from you, Nox. Give me a charisma lead.
Go get him.
Gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
Yep. Same dice as I re-rolled before. 1 and 2.
Great.
2 and 2.
It's better. So with character affecting things, I'm never gonna tell you guys that a 6 or even a 12 on a lead charisma inspires your characters. That's for you to decide. We've got the assist from Viral is at least a marginal success, so I will add that as a +1 to that 6 on the lead. And like I said, yeah, that's for you to decide how that's taken by each individual character. And this is interrupt me if you have anything you want to add, but this is going into a montage of 872 fetching coffee, maybe even some snacks, and also helping with a little bit of the heavier work in the engineering. 872 is not a super strong person. 808 can help also. Not super strong, but more than 180.
I was gonna say I'm a full-grown adult male, so there's that.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed. Is my strength the lowest attribute on any character?
Possibly. What is it?
7.
Oh yikes!
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just looking. Yeah, it is. 808 had a 7 in charisma, but otherwise, yeah. So joint lowest. Yeah, not
Congratulations.
Strong. But small, young, somewhat expected.
Somewhat. Yep. Okay, let me cheat also. Very good. Okay.
I'm just realised that with what you were saying about small and young, us using you to get into the bits that like we can't reach for the engineering is basically the sci-fi equivalent of sending kids up the chimneys to clean them.
I mean, I want to disagree, but yeah. I mean, this is less dangerous, I would argue. You know? At least less dangerous specifically to the kid.
you say that the kid is on a ship that is actively flying towards a star.
And working with an engineer who keeps asking if explosions can solve the problem.
That is also true, yes.
All right, the calculations are run with 800 and 119, trying to filter out parameters. The ship is doing the work for you. The ship can make the slingshot calculations, can figure out how much power you need to be able to get there. It's you guys filtering out undesirable parameters and undesirable results, like, say, for instance, heading straight at the planet and just ramming it is probably not a good idea. And what you've come to is if 579 and 180 get those engines at exactly 1 second or better on those on those initial readings that you had, and then you could plot a handful of courses. Course 1 is going to send you kind of safely distant from the sun, but slower through space. Drifting at a leisurely pace for space that'll take you about 18 days to get to Stet. That's the name of the planet out there. To get to that rocky planet out there. And make your prognosis. Now that actually gives you a little bit of orbit time also. All of these will include at least 1 day of orbit so that you can look down on the planet and decide what you want to do. So figure in that all of these include it's about a day you can cut off with engines and such. Okay. Your second option, your other option, I should say, is to sling yourself closer to the sun, scream through space relatively, and get to Stet within 12 days, but make your landing on Stet more difficult.
That doesn't sound like much of a choice.
Keep in mind we don't have a proper pilot, so making the landing more difficult seems like a problem.
I mean, 18 days of travel on 15 days of life support sounds like a problem to me.
I might be able to fix that. Who knows? I mean, you can surely extend it some with preparing the life support, right?
Life support
or is that not extendable?
It's replenishable as far as it can go on what it has. Life support generally is a pretty hard deadline once it's gotten to the point of giving you a hard deadline. Yeah.
All right. So we could also put people on ice, but I don't know if anyone really wants to go back on ice.
I was just about to suggest that. Can we put people on ice so that we can sustain that life support a little bit harder?
Mm-hmm.
I was actually just going to suggest that too. I mean, it's not like I'm doing much useful right now. Like, I don't, make no mistake, 872 doesn't particularly want to, but he recognizes that all he's doing here is really, like, making coffee and caretaking up oxygen.
Presumably we haven't finished exploring the ship either, though, right?
No, you've only been on the ship for some. Well, at the point that you're having to really make these decisions, 579 is about to test the full power that you can get to the vector thrust nodules, and it's at this point that you're actually faced with the prospects of we either come in hard at the planet over there and face a more difficult landing, or we won't starve to death, or we stop breathing. I'm sorry, what was the question?
I think that was the whole.
Okay.
That we can buy time with putting people on ice.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I kind of got rolling and realized I didn't know what I was answering. It happens sometimes.
And there are 6 bodies on the ship. We can put 5 of them on ice and operate off of a one-man skeleton crew for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll cut down the strain on the life support.
Now, to throw the numbers for you, just taking one person out of the life support calculations actually gives you 22 days.
Okay, I'll volunteer then.
Yeah, then it's a no-brainer.
Okay.
Oh. Look, it's a bit rude to say it's a no-brainer, but yeah. Look, bit blunt, but you're right. I'm not really. But coffee, I'm not really doing much useful here.
Oh, your coffee's great.
Oh, don't condescend me, old man.
I'm not that old. Am I?
Feel it. Maybe, I don't know.
But yeah, if it buys us the extra time that we need to take the safe course, then yeah, defrost me and we get back down.
Okay. Now one other question.
I'm too busy to come out with other. There's other possible ways too. Doesn't need to just be one person. It could be a rotation.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
He said it could be a rotation instead of just being one person.
No, it's fine. I feel like, well, most of you can't see 872 gesturing, but he makes a sort of sweeping gesture as if he was addressing a group in front of him. Most of you have skills that are like directly useful here. What am I doing? In the absence of something to shoot, what am I doing?
I will give you guys the option of having 808 volunteer, so that all 5 of you as players are active through the whole 2 weeks. But I will also have him not do that if you want 872 to make that sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. If 808 volunteers, then I'll say that's even better. If we both go, that's more juice in case they need it.
No, the 808 isn't going to volunteer unless it's a out of character decision.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't really want to suggest because it felt a little bit cheaty.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fine. If nobody else was piping up, 872 would have said what he said anyway. So
okay.
Yeah, I'll go under.
All right. How was commanding officer, XO, and officer of unknown description, but unlimited access reacting to this.
Do I know consciously I have unlimited access?
At this point, I think 800 has been in enough places that feel like they should have been restricted to somebody who has more of a job title than officer.
I see.
800 has enough admin to recognize, hey, wait a minute, I wasn't blocked from accessing these options. You know, they're not necessarily options that you want to access right now, but they're there and they're not grayed out.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry for divulging there for a moment.
No, that's fine. It's fine. It's actually a good question. It helps you understand what 800 is seeing there, and that it feels strange. Well, it registers as it should, as if it should be strange. I won't put on you that it feels strange.
Okay. And then the original question was, how are we reacting to this?
Yeah, you've got a plan. You've got someone who's willing to go under to save on life support, and assuming that you've got about 2.5 weeks on a ship floating through space, assuming the slingshot works, of course. If it doesn't, then we won't have to worry about too much more. Nox, I see you lighting up, but I'm not hearing anything.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh,
Must have
okay.
been picking up the car.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries.
I think a lot of what 872 is kind of like ringing with 800. Sure, there was a little bit more of the administration stuff with helping with the devising of the slingshot plan, but she has not been feeling incredibly useful in this situation either. From her perspective, 119 has been doing the majority of the legwork. But I suppose there's a bit of gratitude. You know, she says thank you to 872. Was not looking forward to going back into one of those pods and possibly missing out more time.
Yeah, I can only imagine there's gotta be some trust issues too.
Oh yeah, make no mistake, I'm not looking forward to it either.
Especially since you can't take your gun in the pod.
Yeah, no, I'm looking those the hell up in my room.
You looking to what?
I'm locking those the hell
Oh.
up in my room before I go. Like the three guns that I offered out to everyone before, the 2 laser rifles and the Vacant, I'll leave those in the armory, fine. But the combat rifle, that's going in the room with me, and if there's so much as a fingerprint on it when I come out, there will be consequences.
Does 872 change the door code again?
What do you think?
Alright. But writes it on a scrap of paper and Kate takes it with him, or does he trust his memory coming out of the pod?
Oh, there's a point actually. Yeah, I think on this one rare occasion, he will write it on a scrap of paper and tuck it away somewhere. I'm not going to define where, partly because I haven't decided, partly because he wouldn't tell anyone. But he doesn't know for a fact that it wasn't the pod that caused the memory loss. So I'll put it somewhere that I would notice. Like you know how if you, for example,
He's gonna tuck it behind his ear. Said he's gonna tuck it behind his ear. Ow.
something like that, yeah, something like that.
He tucks it away.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
Well, does
And whoever's putting me in, just before I go in, I'll say, if it looks like we're gonna get toasted, don't wake me up. I'd rather not know about it.
who is tucking him in?
I suppose since there's probably considerably less for 800 to do, I think 800 would volunteer to do that.
Okay. And yeah, she's handling the control panel for the stasis pod. 872 is comfortably situated in comfortable clothes. If he had changed back into comfortable clothes,
Yeah.
as prescribed
Mhm.
by the instructions there, and then says that to 800.
Yeah, just if it's looking like we're all gonna die and there's nothing else we can do, leave me frozen. I'd rather just wake up dead.
Trust me, when you wake up, it'll be to nothing more than a meal and hopefully good news.
Here's hoping. Good luck, yeah? And I'll hold my fist up for a bump.
Yeah, she returns the favor, fist bump. Yeah, see you in a couple weeks.
Good luck. And I'll lean back and close my eyes.
And 800 will cycle the pod.
Okay. And
You're not gonna do like a evil. You're not gonna do like a super evil smirk the moment that it closes.
Yeah, just as it's freezing over, 800 just like, you fool. No.
That's probably wise.
all right. 579 and 180. Give me a Constitution exert check. You're each taking one system strain. If you hit an 8 or less on this, then that's all you take is the one system strain. 180
or
you
less?
took an extra. 8 or more, sorry. Yeah. If you hit an 8, then that's all you took.
That's permanent strike, isn't it?
Yeah, don't take permanent
One.
strain.
Yeah, that's different.
That's usually for cyberware.
So these 18 days are going to be non-restful. You will not be recovering hit points or system strain until you've had a chance to get yourself in a less stressful situation. Feet on the ground, preferably, or in a ship that's not just coasting through space towards a big rock. And so you do have 18 days. The slingshot is fairly safe. You chose the more distant approach to the sun, so it's not as blisteringly hot. The heat in the ship does rise some, and you can either let the life support systems work overdrive to try and keep things cool and comfortable for you, or you can bear a little bit of heat as and conserve that time you bought by putting 872 in the freezer. I'm assuming the latter. So
Yep.
unless somebody tells me otherwise, it's toasty.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm fine.
there you go. Power of positive thinking and a stasis tube. The people who know astronomy and engineering and space physics are going to have to hold their tongue for 5 minutes here. The journey around the sun takes a few hours to a couple days. I'm not sure how long that should take, but it is filled with that stress of hoping that all the calculations were correct. that your commander in charge knows what he's doing, that the engineer and the little girl got that engine in a state where it won't explode. Or maybe that's what he wanted.
Yep.
He did talk about explosions a lot. You don't see much of 808. 808 spends a lot of time in his room, meditating or just kind of quietly whiling away his time. And after those
Antisocial.
first several hours of uncertainty around the sun, you have about 2 weeks to explore the ship.
All right. Now, any of these doors not opening? So, by the way, has there been anything that 800 is able to open that 119 is not?
Nope.
Okay. And I suppose we need to find. Well, still haven't found an explosive. Surely we had some explosives on a pirate ship.
There was definitely place for them in the armory.
Ah, damn.
got stolen. Yeah.
There's also place for their components in the workshop, and you could probably work something together with what has been left in the workshop.
Oh, yeah, I guess what if we found? Are there any? I guess that's the main thing I'll be looking for is scrap that I can repurpose to get the ship back in order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to cannibalize more of the ship, then there are a lot of systems that could be pulled apart.
I don't want to pull apart functioning system. Well, damn, it don't feel right to tear the ship apart to fix the ship.
Nothing that you can find in the ship will fix the spec drive. That's going to require more heavy-duty parts, more heavy-duty stuff than you have reasonable access to on the ship.
And I believe the ship would probably need to be, parked somewhere.
I don't know about that. I think it'd be fine floating through space, but I think it's just a matter of the things that are on the ship that could be cannibalized to repair the spike drive would probably take a long time to get at and to dismantle. That's my take on that.
Alright.
I don't want to draw out the 2 weeks, but I do want to give you guys the opportunity to look around and inquire about the ship that you're on. You do have the captain's room that you haven't gotten into.
Oh yeah, I guess we could bust into some of the other rooms. I mean, so far we haven't come across anyone hiding on board, right?
You haven't come across anyone hiding on board. You can spend, let's say you can spend a couple of days with 808 as security, exploring the ship and finding that there's no other signs of life. Nobody else here. Android charging stations are all empty, and there are Android charging stations on the ship.
Good. That we don't need to worry about life support getting worse or being worse.
How many are there?
Unspecified number. I don't know. They're
Damn it.
yeah, and that's not
at least 2.
I'll also say that on a ship this size, knowing how many there are wouldn't actually tell you how many androids there are, because there would be stations, redundant stations.
I know. Yeah.
Or that.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to do?
I think 800 wants to test all the access that she apparently seems to have.
Going all
See
the
what the
rooms.
limits are.
If I need to, I guess I can take the Pre-tech toolkit should be able to work its way through a door eventually, right?
Should be able to.
I think 180 would be doing some exploring as well and potentially finding other places.
Okay. Let me make some notes here real quick.
If I remember correctly, 180 has a feature about getting through the vents and stuff, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. That's what we need to do. We need to... Surely there's something hidden on this ship.
What?
No, I mean, it's just a weird hunch that I have. Unfortunately, I don't actually remember all this. I don't really remember all the specifics since I only heard, secondhand.
Yeah, you weren't here for the beginning of Cycle 2. Alright. I've got 800 as exploring systems, ship systems. 180 is exploring the ship, and 579 is getting into doors.
Yeah. I mean, those doors would not open to 800.
There are a rare few doors that won't open to 800 or 119. Let's see, hang on. Load up my characters. Nope, that's the candidates document. That's not helpful. Cast.
Actually, I was just gonna say, I wonder if we could just think of, just obviously we don't know about any hidden compartments, but what if we think about trying to, check on the hidden compartment,
Yeah.
check on our hidden stashes on the ship, Should I just let muscle memory take over?
Okay.
It's an idea.
Well, I don't feel like I should ask for a roll for this because, yeah, at some point during your normal explorations of the ship, none of this, vents and toolkitting doors, you do find a storage area that is, or looks like a storage area. It is locked to everyone, including 800 and 119.
Without being personal quarters.
It's not personal quarters. Yeah, no, it's by its positioning in the ship and by the schematics that you can see, it's just a storage area. It does have vent access.
Okay. Wow. As the smallest, probably easiest for me to squeeze through vents.
Something among us joke.
Well. So I'm guessing the vents are somewhat secured like they were in the crew quarters?
They are. But the kid is able to get around those. Those vents don't hinder the kid.
Okay.
There are even smaller spaces that she can wriggle her way through.
Okay.
And if you're looking to get into this compartment, yeah, you find that it's not hard to look around and think about what set of vents, maintenance tunnels, and access ways will get her there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll follow that then. I want to see what's in here.
Okay. Let's see. I like having let let me hang on. Let me. All right, I'm gonna use my gridless grid. I'm gonna bring you over to the gridless grid. Let me introduce you to my gridless grid.
Gridless grid.
The
Okay.
gridless grid. Here is the gridless grid. You can see that it has a grid. It is a grid, but it doesn't have a grid.
You're not tied to the grid.
You're not tied to the grid.
Right. Visual grid, but no restriction
You
on
can
the
go
grid.
rogue.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Grids without number?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I just said grids without number.
Yes. Wrong thing. And so here, do not label my grid with numbers.
Good number.
That's cheating.
Honestly, call.
So we'll put a quick box over here, and this is something you'll discover I like to do. I like having characters put in boxes. It is a quick and easy visual indicator of what people are doing, where they are, and who's with them. So we'll say that up here is bridge. I'm not going to label these just yet. And over here is the kind of looking at the storage area. I guess I will label. Oh gosh. I had put all of your character sheets, the minimized version of them, over on the left, and that is very much in the way of the UI. Fixed. All right, so put yourself in boxes. You can be anywhere else or the storage. And Nox, let me know where you'd like me to put 119.
I would say storage ways.
All right.
I'm just going to put a little like sub box inside of anywhere else to represent cold storage, or like to represent the cryo chip. Oh,
Oh,
no, never mind.
I did it for you. I was wondering why 872 was out there, and then I realized, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so 579, and I'll put 808 with 800 in the anywhere else box. 579 at the storage.
I think he stepped away for a moment, but I
He
also
did.
believe that it might be. I think he was there.
Yeah. Okay. As 180 is wriggling through vents and maintenance access ways, various things built into a ship that are intended for people with the right tools and access to get into the internals, but are roads and highways for however 180 has it all mapped in her brain. She second here. Hang on, let me read my notes just real quick. Okay. She comes to a room that is it is a specialized storage compartment in that it has locks and well other security. Not other security methods, but just it's locked as opposed to your cargo bay, which is open. And it's also pressure controlled. So right now there is no pressure in it. That's easy enough for 180 to release if she wants to. Which of course she would need some air in there if she wants to get in.
Can I view what's in there without doing that, or not?
You can't.
Okay. I'm going to go back through the vents to where I went in and just sort of mention through the thing that room's got no air in it at the moment. I think I can let some in, but I don't know what's in there.
Why would there be, I guess, a vacuum sealed room?
I don't know.
Based on the like, would it be a trap? Or is there something in there that's sensitive to air?
That's the thing I'm worried about. If we let air in there, maybe we damage whatever's in there. But from this side, I can't see what's in there, so.
We haven't come across inventory or list or anything, right? I assume that would have been mentioned.
You have not. That's one of the. In fact, I'll give you more information. That is one of the things that 800 was able to access. The actual, inventory management and manifest, and it appears to have all been erased.
Of course.
For the letting the air in, does the thing I have that would let the air in, would I be able to reverse that if desired? Or is that just a let the air in valve?
No, from where you're at, it's basically just it's not this thing's primary function, although it is obviously intended as a secondary. You're at a safety vent. If someone were trapped inside that room with no air.
Right. Yeah.
Good.
Let it in.
Yeah. There are probably controls inside that room that determine what the environment is like inside. There's probably controls on the for the same thing on the panel outside the room. You guys just haven't.
If we had access.
If you had access, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you reckon I pop the seals on this? See what's in there?
That'll roll it over longer.
What? For context?
Mull it over longer?
Oh. What I heard was.
What do you think I said?
What I heard was something along the lines of Walsberg something Vetalonga. Or Walonga.
Oh
And
man, if only we had the finger longer.
Alright, mull it over longer. I got it now.
Yeah.
Wow. My hearing.
It's okay. I don't know if people mull over things very often.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Don't have to be right now. Just,
Okay.
Probably want people around when it happens.
Alright, so you have a mysterious environment-controlled storage space. Environment-controlled and locked storage space. It's not exactly a smuggler's hold. It is, evident what it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be very good for smuggling. They just say like, "Hey, open this door." What are we supposed to do? Tell them we can't?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, sorry, that door is broken.
That might work at least once.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They'll just say fix it for next time.
I'm gonna go over to 800 here real quick. You said that she was exploring the ship systems a bit more. Anything in particular that you want to get out of that?
I guess just like every room that she has access to, just looking to see if there's files, records, literally anything that could point out where they are, how many people are on the crew, right? Stuff like that. Just any more information that could be found anywhere.
Okay. Well, there are two other rooms, personal quarters, that she has access to as an override. Normally reserved again for the captain or commanding officer, but she has that. Second here. And one of those rooms, if she wants to go into it. Yes.
Oh yes. If she has access into the room, she's going to enter.
Okay. Is anybody with her during this? And this can be people who are also doing the storage, because this is happening all at different times.
She wouldn't have specifically asked anyone to follow her around, but if anyone was there tagging along, she wouldn't have like dismissed them.
Okay.
So open invitation to anyone else.
I think 579 just focused on engineering stuff and forcing down doors. So
Okay.
I'll go that best.
Sure, I can wake you up for like a 5-minute detour. Bathroom break.
Please go potty.
Nah, you're good.
But pee in this bucket so I can put you back under.
Wait, what? That just sounds like you're gonna do something with the pee.
All right, so
Jokes like, do you actually defrost me to combat?
I'm good.
Okay, good.
the first of the unclaimed rooms that 800 opens up. Okay, so then is 119 going with 800? Oh, I see that he is. Fantastic. Yeah. The first of these rooms that you opened up looks like another teenager's room. But then again, 872's room looked like a teenager's room, so that might not mean a whole lot.
Hey! My room did not look like a teenager's room. There was clear evidence of someone maintaining facial hair in the sink.
Oh. Did you not grow facial hair when you were younger in your teenage years?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Dude, I started growing a mustache when I was 10. I'm just saying, on average, most teenagers don't.
Then there you go. You answered the question. This could be a 10-year-old's room now.
Yeah, but it's
with all
Yeah,
those
but-
guns on
Hopefully,
it.
but
yeah, but like there's a difference between how my mustache was looking back then and now, where I could go from clean shaven to full beard in a week.
Okay,
It's
fair.
a different level of hair, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
in this room,
continue.
there are clothes dotting the room with a scattering of earth tones and faded pinks. The most the most notable of them being a sleeveless white, very very fancy shirt, cotton silk, with "Stop Being Poor" printed in bold black letters. There's musty, stale air permeating the quarters, seeming to rise from a pile of dirty clothes and dishes shoved into a corner. A datapad secured on one wall, and the desk drawers contain bits and parts jumbled together, apparently left over from something this "Stop Being Poor" was building. There's also a TL4 backpack on the floor containing another full set of beige clothes and some line shunts.
Some what?
Line shunts.
Line shunts.
it's hacking.
I know. I just
Consumable.
didn't hear what it was
Yeah.
the first time.
Oh, okay. Stop being poor.
Well, I will be back in this room to clean that mess up. The dishes, not the clothes.
All right. Moving on to the other non-captain unidentified room.
Yeah.
This room is somehow this happened again. Again, the opposite. It's plain and undecorated. There's clothes hung in the closet, functional clothes. Placed neatly on the bed pillow is a small cube, about 4 centimeters per side, and no clear hinges or openings. There are glide lines that designate this as a puzzle box, and something rattles inside of it.
Think to myself, does 180 have 2 more bedrooms that they don't remember having?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose at some point 800 would have gone over to 180 with the puzzle box and the line shunts and basically just like, I think that these are probably of more use to you.
Maybe. So this new puzzle box is you said a cube? Is that right? Okay.
It is. There's something kind of softly rattling inside. It's like it's clearly not hard plastic or metal rattling.
Okay. Yeah. I'll pull the tube one out of my pocket and just compare the two. Just see.
Very different.
Okay. Odd.
While you're pondering that, I'm gonna look over at how 579 is getting into doors. Obviously, those 2 locked quarters aren't an issue since there are captain overrides or commanding officer overrides. The only locked
Yeah, so
doors
what-
you now have are that storage and the captain's quarters.
Yeah, well, I probably shouldn't bust into the storage. We wanna, like I said, mull that over some, I suppose.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, let's just go to the captain's door. So, yeah, I mean, let's tear that door open.
All right.
I mean, I guess I don't really want to tear it open, but if that seems like the only way to get in, I'm gonna tear it open.
Okay.
Could always be fixed later. I mean, it's like it can't really be worse than the rest of the ship, right? So
Right,
I
sure.
continue trying to justify doing this sort of damage to the ship to myself.
Is 579 letting anybody know that he's doing this?
Oh sure, make it a whole party. If anyone wants to attend, I'll say you are cordially invited to breaking into the captain's quarters.
Yeah.
All right. Just again for a quick visual indicator, if you're going to be doing that, going to be involved in watching that, please move your character over and let me know.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, please RSVP as soon as possible and move your token into this box.
Yeah. And like 180 is like probably at this point not exactly having difficulty walking, but having difficulty walking in a straight line because she's focusing on two different puzzle boxes simultaneously.
There's maybe a bit of hurting, like, hey, don't fall into the wall, just slowly adjusting it with your shoulders.
Is 800 shepherding 180?
Yeah.
She's also probably exhausted because she's a teenager who's helping us to not crash into
true.
the sun.
Yep.
She's been running on caffeine. Don't know how many of you guys have done like university or whatever, but you know what the all-nighters are like.
Can you repeat that last bit?
Yeah,
I was just saying, I don't know how many of you have done like university degrees or other higher education, but you know what it's like during crunch season when deadlines are approaching. There's just
Yes.
yeah, Jacko, you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
I didn't do university, but I did do community college,
There
working
you
at a
go.
gas station, and I can't remember what my other job was, but I had another job. The gas station was
Jesus.
full-time, the other job was part-time, and I didn't have a car, so I was taking public transportation or walking.
Ooh,
which is not great in the U.S. So I guess it's probably better. It's probably better on the West Coast.
It wasn't bad getting to the community college, but the gas station and the other job I recall being, I remember the gas station was a half-hour walk one way. The other job, if it's the job I think it was an hour.
Boy, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was great. I thought I was.
Yeah.
I thought I was being an adult. I did not realize how dumb I was being. So,
I mean, that's how some adults adult.
That's true. So yeah, 180. That cube is a lot easier.
not adult.
The cube's easier.
The cube's easier, yeah.
Okay.
180 has made progress practically without even trying. Like it's
Okay.
it's
In that
clearly
case,
designed. It was
tube
supposed
is
to be
going to go
hard.
in the pocket. Cube is going to go in the pocket and focus on. Tube is going to go in the pocket. Focus on the cube for a little bit.
Okay.
If it's making progress, that's getting focus.
All right. Well, then 579, just for the sake of it, go ahead and give me an int fix on this door. And tell me, is he trying to minimize damage so that it can be repaired easily, or is he just trying to get through quickly?
No, he's definitely trying to minimize damage. He like I said, he's just kind of like muttering under his breath, like I said, trying to little self justifications. He doesn't like the tearing apart the ship.
Okay, all right, fair enough. That's gonna cause some damage unless you want to re-roll it. And I'll tell you that this is pretty much a free reroll. This is the only roll you're going to be making
Okay.
this scene.
Okay. Well, then let's go ahead and do it.
That was better.
Okay. Yeah, he's able to get in, and it does do some damage. He knew it was going to, but it's so minimal that once you're in a better place and can
We'll be
repair
able
the
to see
lock
the scene
assembly.
when I. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sure we can just paint over that when you fix it.
It's only the captain's quarters. Why do you even need a lock on them anyways?
Right.
In this room, the quarters are sparsely decorated and clean. The closet holds numerous outfits announcing various degrees of danger, mostly leather and mostly black. The work desk has been fitted with a rack to secure 2 glasses and a dozen bottles of, contained in this rack are various states of drunk and undrunk alcohol.
Score. On the undrunk part.
Oh, actually, I should have read my next line. It currently holds 3 varieties of whiskey. On the bedside pull-out table, just in clear view, secured by magnets, is what appear to be a pair of semi-automatic pistols, inscribed with lace and love.
Not like lace, the material, but it says lace.
It says lace. Yeah,
Right.
it's inscribed with it.
Okay. Well, I first heard, I thought it was like the material was like inscribed using lace.
Oh, no. The word lace. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Lace and love. So that was gloves.
Who here is good with guns? Oh, 800. These aren't just semi-automatic pistols.
What are they?
They technically have all the stats of semi-automatic pistols as per the equipment list.
Can
but
they also burst?
They don't burst. They are,
Okay.
however, Mastercraft with boosted mod. So fictionally, yes, they burst.
Yeah.
It just doesn't mechanically require more ammo or give a plus to attack. But yeah, they have the boosted mod as an intrinsic quality of the Mastercraft, so it doesn't require any maintenance, and they are TL4.
Interesting.
These are highly specialized pistols.
He's having 2 twitches in his cryo suit.
And I think 119 will probably recognize this too, if he's there. It's also about this time that 180 opens up that cube.
Okay.
Inside, she finds a folded up, old-timey photo. Probably on some, 1,000 years in the future kind of plasticky paper type materials. Of a the photo is of a kind of military-looking black man, just in posture and bearing, not in clothes, with the name Griffin Cage written on the back of it. I know that there's a lot of information flying out, and I haven't pasted anything into discussion this entire session. I will regurgitate any of the information you're interested in, as well as kind of summarize it a little bit later.
I just want to know that's the first name I think we've seen.
That is the first name you've seen, and it was hidden
Yeah.
away inside of a puzzle box.
And of
Yeah.
course, it's also no one on this ship.
Yeah, it's like the first name we found is not any of us.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, unless someone looks like this, but I don't think they do.
They do not.
It was never going to be easy, was it?
No. Well, we'll see what's in the other one. The other one's going to take a bit longer, though.
Yep, still working on that. It is being difficult.
I suppose if while we're still in the quarters, if no one else is going to, 800 will snag both of the pistols.
Okay.
Fine by me. I'm snagging the alcohol.
Yeah. 180 is already refocused on the tube and has no interest in the alcohol or the guns. So
Everyone's happy with this room.
E72 is too busy being a glorified ice lolly to object to anything.
I take it there's no, data slab or anything in here.
There's not. That is a huge image. Give me a second.
That is a massive
You
image.
do that a lot.
So you said that both of the pistols, just by the by, were boosted, and that was the only mod?
That's the only mod, yeah.
Okay. Just want to confirm.
That is the man in the picture.
I thought that might be who it is. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna move you guys out so that you're not covering his face. There we go. And yep. Getting a little bit of echo there from you, Nux.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Is there anyone recognizable in the picture, or is it just one person?
It's just one person.
Okay. And if I may, for the time that 119 has, when he's not busy accompanying other people and snooping around, he'd be looking at the schematics, the maps of the ship, and finding any, I guess, dead spaces.
Okay.
Places where there's room that isn't accounted for. And then any doors that we couldn't unlock, just mark them somehow. Doesn't matter how.
Okay. Well, so far you guys have broken into every door you found that wouldn't let you through officially. There are no more locked doors.
Except for the one that we don't want, that we have not decided to put air in yet.
Yeah.
Right. I wasn't including that because you can get into it at any time you want.
Yeah. Be nice if we can get eyes in there, something. But I can't really think of anything that would not just.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Do we have like internal sensors or anything?
Let's see. Inside that room. Well, let's answer this with a skill check. Where would you look for internal sensors into a room like that? How would you find them without knowing where to go?
I mean, if I was looking for sensor output, I'd be thinking engineering. Look at where the power's going.
Yeah.
Sensors take power. Are we drawing power into that room for something? If so, what is it?
Yeah, that's an option. That sounds primarily like a fix check to me.
Okay.
sounds like you're. I assume 579 is being tasked with that.
Probably, yeah. One out you
Alright,
could
that
do
seems-
it, but she'd probably be
that seems-
sort of looking at you as this is your area. Seems to
Yeah.
be.
579 is just like, hey,
Oh,
we're
dang.
trusting you.
Oh,
We're
nice.
trusting you to be-
There are sensors. If there weren't, there are now. That's how it works, right?
What's that, Viral?
Per 579 is just like, Hey, yeah, so I know we're trusting you to fix things enough that we don't all die in a fiery explosion or crash into that planet. But also, we're really curious about this one room. Could you, like, see if the door opens, please?
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, that actually was what I was using that roll for, was to see if there even were sensors in that room. And well, yes, there are. um,
Okay.
it's a simple matter of supplying power to them, marking them as a high enough priority that they show up, and you can see inside with 119's authorization. Or you can always try and see if 800's strange overrides apply here too. So here's the, sorry, I left that kind of confusing. You've found the sensors, you can power them, but you can't access them without authorization from the captain or commanding officer.
Okay. I mean, the ship recognizes 119 as the commanding officer. That's probably who 180 would think of.
Okay.
But it would be verbalized definitely as like that's of what the computer is asking for, rather than. So if 800 wanted to jump in.
All right, Nox or Jackal?
To access the sensors.
Yeah, basically to override whatever lockout is obscuring just anyone from accessing those cameras. See Nox typing here.
Well, if 800 has access, 800 would override it.
All right. Just 1 second to see what Nox has got. Okay. So yeah, with authorization given, and 800 is also again strangely able to provide that authorization. Inside this this cargo little cargo room is, all right, one moment here. Okay, several sealed crates, and one crate that looks like its seals are not locked are strapped to the shelves and floor. You appear to have found a cargo room with a lot of lockouts.
Is there an airlock or anything to it?
There is a very small airlock section.
Okay, so if you had a vac suit, you could actually go in there without really putting air in the room.
Yes, you could.
Now, have we come across any vac suits?
You have not. You've seen the fixtures where they are stored and serviced, where they are replenished with air and whatever else vac suits need, and the vac suits were clearly taken off.
Yeah.
That's rude. And also, is the workshop functional at all?
Not in its current state.
Okay, so cobbling together a vac suit in the workshop probably not going to be easy.
That would not be easy.
Okay. I think we should probably wait until we're a little better situated before we. I think surely there's a reason there's a vacuum in that room.
There is one other thing in that room that I read ahead and should have noted. There is a simple mechanical wheel on the inside door. You know, good old 8-spoked door wheel handle thing.
Oh, like a bulkhead.
Yes.
I would assume that's there so someone can get out if they're stuck inside, but
Appears to be the idea, yeah.
And just to confirm, you know, without a vaccine, you can't just hold your breath, right?
There's a lot of pressure in your lungs, and holding your breath in a vacuum is usually bad. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm. Maybe we're sci-fi people, you know?
Yeah, but definitely sci-fi people.
I just lean a little bit closer to the realism side. Not too far anymore. Not as far as I used to, but just a little bit.
I thought so.
If you had an android, you could go in there. Easy.
All right. Are any of you secretly androids?
Wait. You do have someone who's not breathing.
technically, yes.
872, yeah.
I suspect if we tried to send him in there, he'd start breathing again.
Feel the stasis pod in there.
Yeah,
What a funny prank.
Yeah, roll the entire pod and see how that goes.
Yeah.
You finally get it in and hooked up and powered on and everything, and powered back on, and you're like, oh wait, now there's air in the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. In the interest of moving us a little bit along, are you going to enter the room and investigate what's in those crates? Or do you want to mull that over some more?
I think... I don't like the idea of breaking the vacuum.
When we get to the planet, right? It's a problem that should fix itself. No, we'll have air. It should be able to fill with air.
Well, no, we can fill it with air. That
fill it.
part's not a problem. It's just a matter of if there's got to be. What's the reason it's a vacuum in that room? Presumably that's to protect the contents.
Oh, I see.
So it might
considering
damage.
that-
It might damage stuff in there if.
Yeah. Might be one
That's-
where we need to
I
get
mean,
suits or
unless Dexter, there's anything we could roll for to figure out any other ideas as to why there would be a vacuum in there. You know, some reason that it would be perfectly okay to let the air in. That's not, you know, it's going to damage the products.
Yeah, I think a roll is reasonable here. Let me think. So we've got pretty much
Sounds
everyone
quite
mulling this over now, it looks like, right?
Aside from the tube puzzle, yeah.
Yeah, 180 is slightly distracted by the tube puzzle, but
Okay, all right.
it's probably in the brain somewhere, you know.
Why don't we get a wisdom lead check from 119 there to kind of consolidate all of the various heads at work on thinking what could possibly be in there.
Did we ever find a whiteboard?
There's no conspiracy room in this cycle yet.
Damn.
That just means we've got to make one, right? Maybe we put it in this storeroom.
Okay. Let's see. And 119 is an expert. Do you want to okay. Do that. Go for it.
+1.
With your combined knowledge and a little bit of oversight, not all specifically just from 119, but maybe some from presence and that age-old wisdom of pointing out what might be a more outrageous avenue of inquiry. You're able to kind of let's see, put some pieces of information together. You know, these are strapped down and locked, and there are visual, small, like little LED indicators showing all green. The one that is not locked is not showing green or red. So it's appears to be not an alert or alarm that it's not that one crate is not locked.
That or just doesn't have any power.
Or it just doesn't have any power, right? The styling of the crates and the vacuum. Sorry, I'm conflating two things. The styling of the crates looks like someone might have packed military hardware, military equipment in them, and the vacuum could be used to explain keeping something that has that the atmosphere and air has a detrimental effect on, like some explosive types. Away from
Like antimatter.
The biggest puzzle putting all of that together is that these kinds of things should be clearly marked. If there are explosives in there, those crates should be marked with explosives. If there's weapons in there, they should be marked. However,
should be.
That doesn't go against everything you've seen on the ship so far. With your names aren't even in the ship.
Yeah.
So I'll put a period on this, as one player has gotten me in the habit of saying. Those are crates of weapons and explosives.
So we don't want to expose them to air if they think that's a bad idea. Though I guess that could also just be a long-term solution or a long-term issue, right?
That's long-term storage. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the indicator lights there suggest that everything is safe. If exposing them to air were to be bad, that would be a freak occurrence. Everything looks safe from what information you can glean from those cameras.
So you're saying it would be safe to let air in the room?
It would be safe to let air in the room. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we believe there's controls to vacate the air from the room. Somewhere inside.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, are we able to confirm that with the sensors and whatnot?
Yeah, there's a panel over there, and I think it was told to 180 that that would just be a safety feature.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, I think I'm willing to have someone go in the room and fill it with air. You get a closer look, or we can still wait until we get to land and see what repairs we can do to get a vac suit.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on your mysterious weapons and explosives storage?
I mean, I suppose 579 really wants to get in there. Does anyone have strong feelings otherwise?
Spiral, what's up?
Matt, I was going to say, man, it would be useful to have the gunnery officer handy and general gun nut handy if you're going to explore crates full of weapons.
I mean, it might be a better reason not to have him.
What do you not have the expert opinion on it?
Well, I have to have an obsessive opinion on it. I mean, we got obviously 800 and 119 seem to know their guns. I suppose 808. No, actually 808 may not.
Yeah, no, 808 is a stabby sort, as I recall.
Mhm.
But like I say, I don't exactly have a say in like 872 doesn't exactly have a say in the decision making process because he is at this particular moment a popsicle.
Yeah.
I'll also interject that at this time, we're a few days out from that rocky planet. If you wanted to have 872 wake up and avoid the risk that when he comes out he's suffering from stasis sickness and groggy, like give him a couple of days to come down from that if he's afflicted, then your life support would support one more person for the time left before arriving at your destination. So you can let him out now with no harm to your life support. And there are incentives to do that because stasis sickness is an occasional thing. If you're worried about being attacked as soon as you reach the planet, you don't want him groggy.
That's true.
800 would go ahead and wake him up then. Very fittingly, a cup of coffee, maybe one of those or the ready meals that we have on a little tray.
Nice.
All right. Yeah.
So in that case, yeah, I'm envisioning that like the pod comes open and just spits me, and I'm just sort of like, 800. Okay, so I'm assuming we didn't die then.
And I can see that you actually remember stuff still. Well, some things at least.
Yeah,
So,
I'll pause and think for a moment and then go, yeah, I think I remember everything from the last time this happened. Like, I'm getting a sense of deja vu here, but I think I
but you
remember
remember the
everything.
last thing that was about to happen before you went in there, right?
Yeah, I was getting put into safe life support time before, so that we'd have time to land on the planet safely, right?
Yeah.
Have we landed?
We're a few days out, but not gonna hurt
Okay.
life support to have you walking around.
Right, so like we've still got enough juice to have life support until we land, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really still we're a breathable atmosphere.
So, coffee, food.
Oh yes. I didn't realize that's what that was for. Yeah, that's great, thanks. And I will take the coffee and whatever frozen ready meal this is. So what did I sorry. Sorry, what did I miss anything past few weeks?
Pretty much opened everything. Ship. Didn't really find too much. A couple quarters that were empty. Found a couple guns. So that was interesting. More puzzle thingies. More clothes. Lots of clothes, really. There's a storage room filled with explosives.
That seems like something we should have known about.
Well, I think it's like a nerd. not like it's a bomb planted. I think they're like in boxes.
Huh.
But with our luck, it could be a ticking time bomb.
I
And
I suppose that's true. It could be a bomb. Maybe I woke you up at the wrong time.
no, I don't think that's likely. Remember what I said to you before about how I thought it was possible that we'd been set up and pointed in the direction of the sun to get into the evidence. Remember I told you about that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, so if that was the plan, then there'd be no need to rig a bomb on the ship as well, unless it were being like, if nothing else, that'd actually be a bad idea, because if it blows up, then someone might come across debris, whereas fire into a star, poof, it's gone, nice and clean.
Unless the explosives vaporized us completely and holistically.
You know, I'm starting to think I want to go back out of the tube until we land.
I'm like maybe 60% sure that's not gonna happen. I don't want to oversell my confidence here.
I was gonna say, you're filling me with confidence here.
Hey, I'm not very technically skilled, all right? What is it? 579's talking in circles and can't get a read on most people, I suppose.
Right, 579's just like, I heard some of what he was saying when I was taking him coffee, and Christ, it sounded like he was speaking a different language.
Well, let's show you the boxes. I suppose I think they're gonna pressurize the room.
Right. Yeah. Oh. Is it zero? Is it zero pressure?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'm curious. And I will follow 800 wherever she's heading.
I'm gonna pause us here real quick because we've gone past 1 o'clock. You guys want to take a quick 10-minute break, and then we'll open that storage room? Or would you rather power through?
I'm not too bothered.
I'm good either way.
I am preferring the second option.
Okay. Does anybody need a break?
No, I just kind of wander off of my headset.
That is one of the advantages of wireless headsets. I did the same thing a minute ago and got myself another can of soda.
Okay.
Okay. Then we're back at that storage area with 800, and at this point it's become enough of a production that I imagine the whole crew is at least here, at least in body. 180 may be preoccupied, but I imagine she's still there.
Yeah.
Oh, 180 has to be there because she's how you're getting in, right?
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah.
Is she upset about having to put her puzzle down?
No, it's only in the pocket.
Okay.
She'll manage.
Are you still working on that puzzle?
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a hard one.
Yeah.
The box, that box that yeah, the box was easier with the picture. This one, yeah, this one's tricky.
She has made some progress on it, but it also has it's almost like the puzzle itself is a maze with dead ends. She has encountered a few solutions, or terminal solutions, that she's had to backtrack from because they locked it. This storage room is much easier. She knows where the vent is. She can climb in, wriggle through, release the seal and open up the vent. Then wriggle on inside, the grate, not grate, the physical wheel lock is more difficult in that it's heavy.
Okay. Why do I feel the roll at -2 coming up?
Because I want to see a strength exert roll.
Yeah, that's the -2 that I thought might happen. Yeah, I have -1 on both of those things. Strength exert. Yeah.
Oh,
That is a 0. Are we in a different scene than we were before?
Yes, this is a different scene, yeah.
Probably. Yeah, that's definitely getting re-rolled because otherwise this door's not getting open. That's a 2.
The door's not budged.
Sounds like you need a crowbar or something.
Yeah, maybe. I will have a quick glance around. I'm assuming this room is just sort of the crates of stuff, and there's nothing I could reasonably use for leverage here, or.
Well, there are explosives.
I'm not entirely sure that I want to be blowing the door up at this point.
There isn't anything in here except for the control panel, which you're not authorized to access. The wheel, the racks, and the crates.
Okay. Right. One of the crates was sort of not sealed, not sort of locked down. Right?
Correct. Basically, it's secured, but it's not locked. And securing or unsecuring these is just a matter of hitting the button. It's just straps.
Right. It's like whether the lid is attached or not, and then, but it's not like locked to some level of access or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Right. You can open it.
Yeah. Does it look like it's well, I guess is it like environmentally sealed as well or not? Or is it just
No, the one that registered as being different from the others is not environmental sealed.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to open that then. Have a look.
Okay.
Before I head back out.
Inside that box, which is the same size inside that crate, I should say, which is the same size as the others, are the forming and padding that well, those look like body shapes. I think 180 would recognize that this is a storage crate for an android.
Huh.
A disassembled android.
Right. In pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I know whether the rest of the group outside this room has like a terminal or something they can see the cameras on?
They do. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will pick up this box and like show it to the camera and make it clear what this box is.
Okay. And now that there's air and atmosphere inside there, there's also audio that the cameras can pick up, so you can talk back and forth to each other. Okay. And they heard 180 grunting and.
Like 579 is just like shouting different things to try.
Yeah.
180 is free to ignore that, of course.
Is the access panel on the inside of the room bio-locked or just passkey locked?
It's just passkey locked.
And 119 transmit his key over?
It's not unlocking for him either.
Okay. And he'll remember to change his password.
Oh well, no, he didn't have to transmit his key over. Unless he thinks it's different on the inside, there was a panel on the outside that it wasn't unlocking for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought that the one on the outside just wasn't working.
No. The panel is working. It's just that nobody but actual captain level is authorized here, and commanding officer and strange officer credentials aren't bypassing that.
Okay.
Phone disconnected.
Okay. I think that is all I can do in here right now. Yeah, I mean, unless we can talk now. Like, unless you guys want me to like open these other boxes here, but if they're locked, I don't know if I'm going to have access for that.
That might be a clarity issue on my part. They're only indicating that they're secured and that the contents are sealed, but they're not sure if it's locked.
Okay. Is that something I'd be able to tell without sort of attempting to open, or?
Yeah. If 180 wants to investigate that, each of these crates has its own small LED security display thing, and she can see that fiddling around with it, that the lock is not engaged.
Okay. I'll definitely communicate that out. That like they're closed, they're sealed, but they're not locked. We could open them. I'm guessing the crates wouldn't fit through the vents if I wanted to take them that way.
The crates will not fit through the vents. Correct.
Okay. I would also recommend trying to bring the crates that may have explosives into the vents.
Well, based on the crate that's open.
The crates that may have explosives in the vents.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we don't know.
It's Schrodinger's explosives. They may or may not be in those.
Yeah, they may or may not have exploded until we open the box.
Yeah, Schrodinger's baby rat crate. Look, out of character. Until we know for sure and can account for any explosives that may or may not exist, let's not shove anything that may be full of explosives anywhere. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You said the android. We had pieces of an android. Do we have enough pieces to make a complete android?
There's no actual android inside. Just the foam indentations where one would be placed.
Okay. So we're not getting the door open that way either.
Yeah.
Now it would be possible, knowing the route, for some of your other small members to make it into the room.
Okay.
I believe 808 could make it.
808's the smallest of the rest. Yeah.
I was going to say that excludes me. I think I'm the biggest.
Yeah, 579 and 872 are not fitting through in there.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, two people at this door is more likely to succeed than one. So if I can go out and sort of guide 800 the right way through the vents, so that we're both in here and maybe both try this door, and then we can open it and get everyone in.
We can also try to hack the panel.
That's also an option. That's probably actually the option that 180 would be going for right now, is what can I do in terms of getting this panel. Like, I can squeeze through the vents and maybe get someone else in here, but if we can get away without that, let's do it that way.
Okay. Well, go ahead and excuse me. Make an initial programming check to determine if you'll be able to directly access it, or if you'll need line shunts anywhere.
Okay. That's a 9.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot. In our last cycle, we did away with this additional programming check. So, in accessing the panel, 180 is able to get in enough to see that there is going to be a line shunt needed. But since you guys have access to the whole ship, this part is essentially intended as a tutorial to how I do hacking. I very much prefer Crawford's everything is physically connected paradigm with hacking. There's going to be very little, if any at all, wireless hacking that can be done.
You could set up remote links, but you'd have to physically set that up first.
Yeah, and even those are like basically they're connected by lasers. Yeah.
Okay.
Or I think there actually are wireless transmission without lasers, but yeah, you still had to get on site to connect things and set things up. And most well-secured systems are also going to require one or more line shunts, up to 3. I've never asked for more than 3. Depending on the system, which means that the line shunt must be placed before the hacker can actually bypass whatever redundancies and security protocols are inherent in the entire system that they're trying to hack. The hacker needs to stay at a terminal. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, remind me what a line shunt is exactly.
A line shunt is a weird technological sci-fi tool that basically redirects traffic, communication traffic, data traffic, around. It redirects data traffic, and
basically it lets you like bypass a firewall that's somewhere.
It
It's like
bypasses
those
the
like
firewall.
USBs they have in spy movies.
Like imagine there's devices that every now and then on the lines that are basically checking all the traffic. The line shut essentially lets you reroute around them without having to go through that.
Got it.
The way I non-techie describe it for myself is that if you've got a road that goes through a toll or a checkpoint, and that checkpoint is looking at everyone inside the car to make sure that they are who they say they are. The line shunt is a road around that toll bridge.
Got it.
And a lot of these electronic systems in the future have multiple points. Well, the secured ones have multiple points where it checks for data redundancy. That's the checkpoint. And
so you need a line shunt for each one.
Yeah. Or at least enough line shunts that the system thinks, okay, this is the correct data. And the hack's data is fed around those checkpoints and then rejoins the mainstream.
Gotcha.
And so that's what you guys are doing right now. You've got your hacker at a terminal. The hacker doesn't have to be at the terminal when the line shunt is placed, but each terminal is going to dictate different line shunt positions. So you can't just look at a building from the outside where there's an easy to access terminal and say, all right, when we get in there we have to do this. You'll have to get to the terminal, find where the line shunts go, and this is all stuff that you can research ahead of time if you're going to get into something like that. But it usually works best if there's the hacker at the terminal at the same time as other characters placed in the line shunt. The intent of all this is that hacking isn't just a one character show, that the other characters are involved.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Sounds cool.
So with that, there's nothing stopping you from placing this line shunt easily enough. 180 just needs to communicate to someone who's capable of following basic instructions where to place it, and it goes on a wall just a few meters down, where there was a redundancy loop back.
Okay, and I believe we found some line shunts along in the same room as the cube box.
In the other room, but yes, he did find some line shunts.
The other room, Right.
6 of them.
800 has already passed them over.
Okay. In that case, 180 will crawl through the vents and hand someone a line shunt and sort of point vaguely where it needs to go and direct you to the right place, whoever takes the line shunt.
I was the other person who was there first, so I will go and put it in position.
All right.
Okay.
It's a little palm-shaped kind of dome disc thing that flattens a little bit against the wall. It blends a little bit. It's kind of hard to see, but it is noticeable. And that's the other part of this is some line shunts will be placed in, will need to be placed in highly trafficked areas that are difficult to get into, but can be hidden easily. They're like near the floor, near a corner. Some will be in places that see less traffic, but are in super obvious locations. And the worst luck is highly trafficked and super obvious, where you'll need somebody physically there to block it.
I recall at some point parking a chair over one.
Yes, you did. You were out on the street and you just moved a cafe chair and sat on it.
Nothing weird going on here.
Nice.
And with the
Isn't.jpg.
Is it what?
Oh no, I just said like just innocent.jpg.
Yes.
Yep.
And with the line shunt in place, you can now actually attempt to hack the system. I follow the rest of the book. I follow the book for the rest of this also. You could sabotage this at a difficulty 8 plus whatever the security level of the system is. I think subvert is also no, subvert is a 10, and making it do something is also an 8. But your difficulty is going to be 8 plus 1 for for the sensitivity of the system.
Okay. All right.
That's what it is. Suppressing a system is 8, and that's what you want to do. Subvert and sabotage are both 10.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And just so you know, everything on the Raza that you want to hack, it gets this +1. It's not for sensitive system, my bad. It gets this +1 for basically being a military ship. It's slightly hardened against hacking.
Okay. So another roll at. Let's see what we get. And I've already done the reroll because that was the strength that didn't work. So if this is bad, it just doesn't work.
Oh, don't forget that you're rolling 3 dice.
I am. I should fix that. Yeah, hacker.
Yeah, just roll a d6 for now.
I think you can set it to ask. That's what I did because, you know, scanning isn't hacking.
That doesn't help.
No, that did not help.
Your difficulty was still 9. You made it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you did still get a 9.
Yes.
Yes.
And you are able to suppress the locking system. The door will open.
Okay. I will open the doors.
No, I guess it's suppressing the authorization system. It's in some way getting the door open. We're not going to get into detailed specific of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Or should we?
No.
I just shut down the order for the whole ship, or is it just this area of the ship?
Just this door.
Okay.
This door was on a closed system. Bonus, that means that if you want to hack anywhere else on the ship, it's not at a higher difficulty. You know, for the cumulative attempts.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So, doors are open.
Mysterious storage is
Hacking
open.
question.
What's that?
Hacking questions. Does the difficulty ever go back down, or is it like that permanently?
No, it goes back down. It's I think after 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like once the system's not on such high alert, right?
Yeah, every hacking attempt kind of leaves a little bit of a trail for the system to ponder. Hey, what does this data mean? And too much accumulation of that alerts it.
Okay. And then after enough time, it just must have been the wind.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
clears it out as junk data. You know, systems accumulate junk data all the time.
It's not always somebody managing to sneak in half a dozen of the bodies to examine a crate that may be full of explosives.
Right. It's not always.
Sometimes.
But sometimes, yep. And this is one of those occasions. So I will just say, good job, kid. And like, nod at 180 as I'm heading in. And yeah, crates. How many? How big?
Okay. One moment, please.
180 is just going to go, like, not leave the room, but head into one of the corners and just stand facing out of the corner and just continue poking at this this puzzle box.
You've got enough. I assume you're opening all the crates, not just looking at them now that you're in.
Oh yes, I suppose the explosives expert should have a look, right? See,
Yeah, I'd like
579 starts rubbing his hands together, getting ready to warm them up to open them.
Yeah, I'd like to examine the outside of the crates first, just to see if there's anything distinctive or anything I would, like, any markings or whatever.
Nope.
Oh.
Sorry, that was a bad ping.
Oh, it's Knox.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome back, Nox. In that case, yeah, if there's no markings or anything, then I'll just look around to everyone else and say, okay, and we don't have any information on what's in these, just that there's some crates here.
Yeah. All the information you have so far has been inferred by the style of crates and the manner of their containment. You know, you've inferred that there are probably explosives in these, and that this looks like military grade weapon storage.
Well, in the interest of relative safety, let's go for one of the weapon storage crates. Let's go for the weapon storage crates first. We'll save the explosives for last.
Okay.
I just really feel like we should go the other way around, but you know.
Hearing no other objections. The weapons storage crates are packed with TL3 military style weaponry. It is the kind of weapons that you would use to supply a well, I say army, a small army, like a very small army, private military type, or a security force.
Okay.
There's also sorry, hang on real quick. There's also armor. There are some explosives in these crates also. Small scale grenade type explosives, rocket launchers. It looks to 800, 119, and 872 like the kind of thing that you would equip a guerrilla force or a security force that is defending against a guerrilla force. This wouldn't be sufficient for like any kind of full-scale invasion or attack or of any of this sort. And I'm sorry, I've cut you
Yeah,
off
so-
like 3 times now, Viral. What are you asking?
No, it's fine. So 872 would be looking it over, and actually, given the sort of scale of like the amount of weapons that's here, roughly how does that measure up to like the size of the armory on the Vaza? Like, is there a lot more stuff here than would fit in the armory, or a lot less, or about the amount that would fill the armory? I know there were hangers for pillow suits and TL4 equipment and stuff in the armory,
Mhm.
so it probably wasn't this stuff in particular. But
Right.
how do the amounts match up?
Well, you could probably outfit your armory and make it so that your armory has access to grenades and TL3 weapons, as well as military armor up to not quite the CFU. I believe woven body armor is the highest that this would go. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I'm mixing things up. Up to CFU, up to the combat field uniform.
Okay.
So yes, this would outfit your armory, and you're also correct in assuming that this doesn't look like it was intended for your armory. It's definitely not the same style as the Raza's armory was previously outfitted for. There's no energy weapons here.
So it's all old-fashioned stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ammunition? I assume ammunition. Yeah.
Oh yeah, plenty of it.
Cool. Okay, so that's no longer so having enough short range ammo is no longer is no longer like a major concern. This is a good thing. Again, you guys, like, I don't think anyone was there to see 872 pick up his guns originally, but surprisingly enough, contrary to what most people would do when they're faced with a massive crate full of guns, he actually relaxes a little bit. Like, you didn't, there was a little bit of tension that you didn't realise was in his stance until you see it go out of him.
It's truly relaxed.
Okay. Do you end up
Well,
opening up the explosives?
You know, just as I'm like finished sort of looking over the stuff and mentally comparing it to the armory, I'll say, well, I reckon it doesn't look like this is like our stuff. This is less high tech than our armory. There's no laser weapons here, but at the same time, this will fill our armory up quite nicely. I'll get to moving some of this stuff over in the next couple of days. Should we crack open these pinatas and see what falls out?
Let's not let it fall out, but yes.
You know what I meant. And I will go over to one of the other crates and yeah, let's see what's inside.
A veritable smorgasbord of explosives. There are some crates that are dedicated to actual military application explosives. I should actually say like one crate, maybe two. Most of them are mining explosives. Most of them are like functional work explosives.
So how does that
It's
so how does that, yeah,
One
how
out of
does
five,
that
please.
compare? Yeah. So how does that compare in power to like military explosives? Like, are they like more forceful, less forceful, or just different use?
They tend to be, these at least are more forceful, but require more setup and you know, more careful placement. Whereas the military stuff is demo charges that are compacted into a known quantity, so you know what the radius is, what the blast range is.
Yeah.
Plus, there's also probably more design around shrapnel.
Yeah, and also designed so that the most gruntiest of grunts knows how to shape the charge.
Yeah, Yeah, so with those, it's like, so with military grade explosives, it's like definitely 50-meter radius, whereas with these, it's like big 50-ish meter radius.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where and how,
Okay.
I'll say, Nox. But otherwise, I mean, they will function as any kind of explosive you want.
Yeah, no,
I would say military explosives probably tend to come with more features for killing.
That's probably true, yeah.
look. As long as our explosives have an explode function, we can improvise.
Yeah.
In one of the crates that is dedicated to clearly dedicated to the mining function or the work function of explosives, you see a physical paper manifest.
I will definitely leaf through that.
Okay.
Also, there's definitely a joke to be made somewhere here about a boombox.
There is. It'll be the last joke you ever make. Literally a killing joke.
Yeah. I was gonna say I should probably save the puns for when my character isn't standing next to enough explosives to vaporize them 10,000 times over, shouldn't I? Anyways, yeah, physical paper manifest.
Can you repeat that?
I said, anyways, yeah, physical paper manifest.
Yes. So it is multiple pages, and just on a quick glance, 872 can read that the manifest, while found in one box of working explosives, does include every crate here. And it is for delivery to Stet, Paradise Mining Colony.
Huh. Okay, I will.
And since I gave it up earlier, it slipped off my tongue. I'll go ahead and say that yes, your computer also 800 recognizes that as the planet that you are currently drifting towards, just a couple days away from.
Yeah, so I'm like leafing through the manifest, and I'll say, "Huh. Okay, looks like we are delivering all these." I'll wait for Nox to come back. Or I'll give it a second to see if Nox immediately reconnects, rather.
Okay. Yeah, I heard their phone earlier indicate disconnection.
Okay, yeah, that's a long enough dramatic pause. Yeah, in that case, I will leaf through the manifest, read a little bit, and then say, "Huh. So it looks like we were delivering all of these guns and explosives to a mining colony on a planet called Set. Why would a mining colony need this many guns?"
Is this box on there? Just
Local
sort of
criminal
tap the one for the android.
I mean, if the ship was a pirate ship, rebellion.
I did say it was a. Actually, Dix, that's a point. Is there anything about an android in the manifest that I'm reading?
There's nothing about an android. And thank you for reminding me. That is the one box that is not included in the manifest. And Nox is back. Welcome back.
Yeah. But yeah, also, yeah, that's a good point about the android. Actually, that's maybe I've only had a skim, but it seems like the amount of stuff in the crates roughly matches up, or at least the amount of stuff that I eyeballed in the crates roughly matches up with everything on the manifest. Looks like everything's here and accounted for. and we've also got that box that was already open that used to have Android bits in it by the looks. Huh. That reminds me, while I was on ice, you guys looked around the rest of the ship. Did you find any androids or like charge ports or whatever?
Found charging ports, but unless someone here is actually an android, no.
I'll just poke 800 in the upper arm and say, nope, feels fleshy to me.
You literally saw me eat and drink earlier.
That too, yeah.
After a short pause, 800 goes, unless that's what I wanted you to think.
You are the only person that nobody's seen get out of a stasis pod.
I can't argue with that one. I guess you just have to take my word for it that I did wake up in a pod.
I mean, out of character, Dex, could you theoretically put an android in a pod? Like, it would have no effect, but could you theoretically do that?
There would be enough I think there would be enough warnings. So I'm walking myself through this. A pod needs to be hooked up in certain ways, or it will refuse to function. So
okay,
it would need to be an android that is very, very much like a human, enough to fool, TL4 medical sensors, because that's basically what's in those things.
Yeah.
So if you get an android that's that advanced, yes. Otherwise, no.
But at that point, why have an android? Because they would basically be human anyway.
Well, except for not needing the eat and breathe, assuming they can turn off the necessary human functions.
Yeah.
Not
Anyways.
that possibly even exists in the setting. As a note to players,
Of
that
course
totally
not.
exists in the setting.
I would have assumed it did, even if you said it didn't.
Fair.
Or at least I would have assumed that it would be a possibility in the future, even if you say it doesn't currently exist. Anyways, yeah. So the android. Okay. Regardless, putting aside whether 800 is an android or not for the moment, this box that looks like it may have had an android at one point is the only one that's not in this bad boy here, and he'll brandish the manifest.
So when we get to the planet, we should finish this delivery.
I feel like the contract is broken when we lost our memories.
You don't know that?
I'm just not really sure we should need to be honoring the contract anymore.
We could figure out who we are. We could get money to repair the ship. We could possibly gain new allies.
We could take these boxes to the people who were expecting to receive these boxes, who might know who we are if we were the people who were originally meant to be delivering them.
Yeah.
And if not, then gain some goodwill with our new friends from, hey, the people who are meant to deliver these fucked off and left us with them. Here they are anyway.
Yeah, we can at least go and see where whoever was supposed to be delivering these was supposed to deliver them, and see if we want to do that delivery.
If anything, this is actually a really good sign, because it means we know that Wait, actually, out of character, has anyone told 872 that that is the name of the planet that we're heading towards?
I'm not sure anyone's told 579 that.
I think 800 has jumped the gun after piecing it together in her mind. Just in like, oh, so we're about to land on the place we're supposed to deliver this to, and everyone's like, what?
Yeah. Wait, so do you actually say that?
I mean, yeah, why not?
Huh.
You know, we're about to head to the planet that this is due. Might as well.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever
Yeah.
clearly communicated to everyone that the planet was named Stet that we were going to. We just like, for the
800
most
will
part,
finally communicate that key fact.
Huh. Well, I get. You know, that's actually a really good sign, because it means that we're not just going to land on some uncivilized, like completely uncivilized rock that happens to be big enough to have air on it. We're actually going somewhere that has civilization.
Well, I mean, it could still be uncivilized, but you know what I mean. I won't finish that.
We won't be the only 6 people on the rock. Is my point.
I'm really not proving my own point right now.
Anyways, I think I'm going to spend a little bit of time chewing over this manifest, and then I'm going to. Do we think we should leave the stuff boxed up for now, or like we could fill our armory up with these guns, but if we were made to deliver them, then maybe we should leave them in the boxes. What do we want to do?
Just doesn't seem like a great idea to hand off a bunch of weapons and explosives when we have none and we're limping through space on a basically wrecked ship.
Yeah, but we also don't. If we were meant to be
anything.
Yeah, but if we were meant to be delivering these, then we don't want to seem like dicks for unpacking them and putting them in our armory. You know,
maybe just leave them in the boxes for now. Don't necessarily hand them over, but just leave them in the boxes.
Probably for the best. Although, if nothing else, it says you saw there's some armor. I'll feel better if we all armor up before we get off the ship.
Speaking of, do we even know where this colony? Did it say?
Paradise
where this was?
mining colony.
All right, and do we know where that actually is from our scan?
You know what? You're getting close enough to the planet that you certainly could take a look at some of the data coming off of it. Yeah, a second to get myself back over there. I'm gonna do one more thing. Boink. Boink. All right. So. There it is. Stet, you return to the bridge, or at some point you're on the bridge and inquiring about this planet that is coming into view, and that would be Stet. Your ship has identified it, and 800 observed that identification. There's not a whole lot coming from this planet, though. There's nothing that stands out as relevant data. Let me see if I can find my handout for that. I had one. Ah, yes, under rules. So here's your information on scanning things. Your ship scans from orbit can automatically pick out the things that are not italicized. Atmosphere, geology, if there are advanced energy using surface communities, and any other ships in orbit. You'll automatically get that information. You can query the scan data for any of the questions that are in italics, or really any questions that you think the data coming from your scanners, and I believe you have the advanced sensor survey array, right? See, we went with ship 3. I believe they all had that. Oh no, that's an add-on that every single cycle of the Raza has added. So you can get that later if you want. That's why I'm confused. Is it's always been on the Raza, but it's always been added to the Raza. And I may as well actually make this available to you guys since it's been chosen. I still haven't renamed the plasma beams. The mass cannon is a metaspatial hypercharge cannon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sounds cool.
Also, I think did you display it to us and not have? I don't know if we have permission to actually see the
Let's take a look.
We can
details.
see it in the list, but no.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. You should be able to open it now. Let me put it on your screen again.
Yeah, there we go.
And you know what? While we're doing a quick rules side trip, I leave the weapons on the ship at +0 so that when you get in the gunner seat and fire them, you're not having to fight with other bonuses. You can just add in what your shoot skill, attack bonus, and dexterity or intelligence mod would give you in the modifier. So remember to do that. It makes it easier for everyone because one person may have a +7 to fire, another person has a +9. We'll add dexterity or intelligence into the damage manually. Just remind me, and that way we're not going in and just changing it for the weapons every single time, or adding in 5 different versions of the weapons for each person's stats.
Makes sense.
Foundry does this better in that it lets you decide who's actually firing it and then use their stats, but I'm on roll 20 still.
Back in the Stone Ages.
Yeah, they're trying to bring it up. The new UI thing, once I've got my monitor hooked up correctly, is actually pretty good.
I have trouble trusting automation, anyways.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Yeah, it's
All
like the black box is all well and good, but I like to see how the sausage is made, as it were.
It's great and all when it works, but then it's a huge pain when something doesn't work. And it's like, how do I even do it? How do I even do it manually?
Yeah,
because I can't figure out why it's not working.
And there's always the problem of if you happen to need to do things just slightly differently, then you are fighting all the automation.
Yep. And this is why they still teach you how to do maths, even though everyone has calculators.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So putting away the Raza.
The Raza's still actually loading for me. It hasn't actually opened up yet.
You might have to close the thing and open it again. It's a bit silly.
Yeah.
If we gain access while it's open, it doesn't necessarily load.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, yeah, there it is. Got it.
Yeah. So where you're at right now, I've already told you that the atmosphere is breathable. It's obviously it's not the exact same makeup as Earth air, but it's breathable. If you were to live here, you would adapt to it. If you're going to stay here for a long time, you'll want to you'll feel weird, and this goes for any planet, unless it's a completely enclosed environment. Advanced energy using surface communities. You find none. There is nothing coming off that planet that looks like a mining colony. There are, however, surface features that maybe they weren't designed to attract orbital interest, but they do. Massive strip mine pits, clear and obvious. You know exactly where the mining facilities are going to be on this planet. They're going to be near those strip mines so that, to simplify transportation of whatever they've mined out. Now, do you want to know anything else about the planet?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, if you can think of other questions, you can ask them. But I find that these are pretty
Yeah.
cover most of them.
Yeah, the italicized questions are a great starting point. I misread
I
the
guess.
book early on and was only allowing people to ask those questions, and realized that was silly.
Yeah, so just at a glance, atmosphere is fine, we would adapt to it. No advanced energy use in surface communities, no other ships, and just the big strip mine pits as surface features.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's atmospheric hazards is always a good one, right? Or well, I guess the weather ones, but it is also more difficult the more questions you ask. So the more important ones you ask first.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I feel like out of character, I feel like probably the most important thing is anything that may interfere with us landing, given that landing is essential to us being alive because our life support is about to run out.
Yes.
So anything that may come between us and a successful non-explosive landing is what we should prioritize asking about.
Like atmospheric and
let's
geological
avoid
hazards.
litter writing.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask for an int program check. This is not hacking. To read the data coming off the planet.
Okay.
Well, that's me out.
Yes. I'm getting it. See what we got.
Now's the time to set your. Oh, that's very average. Okay.
That is exactly the
shoot.
difficulty you need.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
set the bar for scanning because I know it's usually either really bad or really good. Actually, no, it's usually just really bad for me.
Yeah, the last campaign we the reason that one of the characters got added to the roster of selectable characters is because that character came in clutch after the hacker, the program specialist, failed its sensors so many times. And then this NPC comes in and just figures it all out.
Ain't it always the way?
Yeah. I mean that roll is below average by 1, but it is below average.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty close to average.
The simple answer to that is no. There's dust storms. It's a dusty planet, but nothing that should impede the Raza with its atmospheric configuration. It could certainly prove difficult or troublesome if you're caught out in the open unprotected.
Okay.
But honestly, that's just weather. That's not unusual.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to know?
Is there any penalty to failing to make a successful scan, or apart from you don't get any info?
You basically get to stop asking questions. So basically, so you just keep going until you fail.
Yeah, it's
makes sense. Makes sense.
And it's not that the character it just encounters a block. It's more that there's just not enough data to pull anything more than you've already pulled out.
Yeah, no, I'm just checking there's no penalty to failing at this, basically.
Yeah, it just ends the questioning run.
Okay.
but it doesn't
I think
penalize
that-
your results or anything. No, you won't get a
And
bad end.
technically, yeah,
Okay.
I think technically you can stay. Like, basically, if you wait 24 hours, you can basically start again.
You can.
Which
Reset.
which is all
But of
well and good
course-
if you have 24 hours.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. Actually, how do
Mhm.
I mean? Do we still have 24 hours?
I'm gonna put you guys right now at you are 2 days
Not
out.
that I'm-
So yes, if you fail this next one, you will have one more chance to try and get a little bit more information before you.
Yeah. I
You
don't
know.
think I'm actually going to suggest we do that, but it's good to know whether the option's available.
Yeah. In that case, maybe we should. Yeah, hiding our low tech communities. Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, heading to low tech communities. Basically, it's a little strange that there's the mining stations would
Yeah.
be quiet, right?
Yeah.
So, see if they're
given- Sorry, go on.
Difficulty is 9.
I'll just-
Give it a roll.
Yeah, because it's weird that if we were meant to know something here, it's weird that there's nothing here.
Difficulty 9. Nope.
Mm.
You want to re-roll that, or do you want to hold that?
We're in a different scene, aren't we?
You are in a different scene, and it's unlikely. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It's unlikely.
I feel like
that
it's
you're gonna-
unlikely we'd have more
Yeah.
checks in this scene.
an encounter
so-
after landing would probably be another scene, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, might as well.
Expert reroll's good.
Yeah,
Hey,
Oh,
It's a great
that's
thing.
average.
there's the money shot.
there is a. Sorry, I'm getting myself confused here. There is a broadcast that appears to have been set up from just a field radio somewhere on the surface, asking any passing ships to land and rescue the broadcaster. Sounds like a male. Sounds older, but this broadcast also talks about having very low food and water, so that aged voice may be more of a weathered voice.
As I recall, we got both food and water. It's just the air that's in short supply. Should we go down and say hello?
I'd ask if anyone recognized that voice, but I'm going to assume the answer is no, since we don't remember anything.
Nobody recognizes the voice. And I'm gonna be cheeky here. You guys are gonna go down there whether you want to say hi or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
May as
I
well.
mean, I guess it's a question of whether we go down there near the guy or not.
Was
Right.
there specific content to the message? It's just
No, it's just it's a fairly generic message of I'm running out of food and water. I'm stranded on this planet, and please come rescue me.
I don't know, Matt. Is there any timestamp?
I don't know if that would be included in a field radio broadcast, so why don't somebody roll me high-low? And declare whether you're rolling for high or low first.
I'm gonna roll
I always
for
roll high. Okay. Yeah, I always roll for high.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's
That's pretty dang high.
there's some kind of metadata in at least this broadcast, not set in precedent for all of them, that marks it as about 5.5 months old.
Yeah, I mean, I assume if it's on some sort of loop, then yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah.
Would be
that's,
dead.
Well, if it's that old, we might as well check it out.
Well, he's low on food and water, but doesn't seem it was low on spare parts, and we need all the spare parts.
Yep.
He was running
But-
low on food and water 5 months ago. He could be dead.
Could be. Could be.
I feel like I don't know. I'm just really pirate ships and traps. I don't know. I've played too many space games with distress signal traps lately.
But Meowkin, that's illegal.
Oh, you're right. That is illegal. Okay, no, we're fine. Let's go.
Look, if nothing else, there's enough explosives on this ship that anybody that's trying to lay a trap was probably not expecting to catch something as volatile as this. Worst case scenario.
I mean, the outside of the Raza is still, pretty solid, right? It doesn't have like gaping holes that people can climb in. So.
Oh yeah, no. Unless you tear a new hole on landing, nobody's getting in the ship.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
In that case, it's a good thing we figured out the door codes, or we wouldn't be getting out of the ship. Oh wait, no, that's not true. I have my thunder gun.
Yeah, we might have trouble going back into space if we do that, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
jokes aside.
I also should have told you. There was a number attached to the door once you finally suppressed the locking mechanism. There you go. That was the lock. That was the actual authorization code to the storage that you got into.
Oh, right.
Passcode.
Yeah, that may or may not come up relevant later. Don't worry about it.
Everyone memorize that number. He's going to delete it in like 2 hours and then deny that it was ever posted. Don't let him fool you.
I wouldn't do that.
Right, yeah, so we could theoretically continue with the scans, couldn't we?
You could.
Yeah.
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 I do want to have, at some point along this journey, whether that's sort of now or spread out along the whole thing, 180 after learning that she can actually fit into the vents and sort of seems to know how to do that, go exploring through the vents.
At some point, 579 is gonna be. Has anyone seen 180?
And that fits in nicely with something that Nox had wanted to do earlier.
Yes.
Nox had wanted to look through the schematics for missing spaces also. With just schematics alone would make that difficult, but with 180's help, Nox. Let's see. I think this could be another admin check, and I think intelligence or wisdom would probably be good for that.
Point of clarification, which one of us is making the check?
Oh, that would be you.
Okay.
180 is, you can take a +1 bonus because 180 is assisting by scrambling through vents to places that look like they might be lacking infrastructure.
What was the check again? Administer?
Yeah, int or wisdom with administer.
Okay.
Ouch.
Let's reroll that.
Okay. Oh, well,
yeah.
that's definitely gonna get it. Um, so the ship is very tightly packed for a military ship. It has a lot of dense infrastructure in places where a luxury ship might have storage closets. This ship has structural or functional components. Um, there are certainly a few places, a few gaps in the schematics where it's just for whatever reason it didn't get filled in. It's just a little cubby hole that a technician could get into that doesn't go anywhere, so it doesn't need to be marked as access here, access there, or it's literally just girders and infrastructural support. You do find one place that's not like that. There's clearly no cubby hole. There's no fiddling with valves or knobs or access to a half meter by half meter little box. I guess it'd be 1 meter by 1 meter by half meter little space for someone to climb in and adjust pipes. And there's no girders or floor support or spike plate in there. There's even, now that you know where you're looking, what looks like a door. There's no control panel on the door, and no apparent hinges. If someone were walking past it, it would just look like another, metal plated wall. But there's definitely something there because you're able to, using various tools, meta tools, to draw out where power is going, where you see data. There's something that's actually in that room, powered in that room, and has mechanical locking mechanisms. It is a very small room. It wouldn't even be a smuggler's cache, or smuggler's hold. It is also a place that 180 cannot get into. Not through her special.
Can 119 get into it?
It doesn't take too much fiddling around to figure out how to actually access a steel coat panel, kind of the kind of panel that shows up on a wall, but otherwise looks exactly like the metal wall. Because I could just call it a hidden panel, hidden display. And once again, 119 is not authorized to access it. It is captain only. However, you guys have done this song and dance once before. I won't make you go through the mechanics of it again. If you want to hack that panel, you'll be able to do so. It will require some damage to the ship, drilling into a thicker portion of internal structure to place a line shunt deeper.
Okay.
Before we do that, can we try the door code from earlier?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Unfortunately, that's a red herring. Maybe. That does not work.
Okay.
It's a good try, though.
What does fish have to do with anything?
Are you saying this this strange unaccounted for storage area that's so well hidden you didn't know it was there until 180 crawled around while 119 was looking at schematics? isn't fishy.
Given how hard it is to reach this place, I think we'd be safe enough just drilling into the room proper.
You said it'd be safe enough to drill into the room?
Yeah.
That's also an
The
option.
room itself.
I mean, if we really need a wall taken down, I know I left myself a note on it saying "Do not fire indoors again," but
Let's not do that.
I'm just saying if we're really stuck.
I think we should let the toolkit do the talking before we do that.
I agree. I agree.
I think we can do it without the toolkit on this door.
You have options. You can drill in,
try
place a
that.
line shunt, and hack it, or you can just drill in through the door. You have time. I'm not going to make this
Yeah, I think we're
yeah.
waiting. We're gonna wait to do another scan. Well, actually, no, we still have a question left, don't we?
You
Yeah,
do.
we
Yeah,
haven't-
you can.
we haven't.
We didn't tell a roll yet.
Questioning's not over. We're up to, I think, difficulty 10, but we're not done yet.
Yeah.
What else would we specifically ask?
Um,
I mean, I guess we can't get any more information about that. Can we get more information about the distress signal? Like, localized?
No, you've gotten all the
Okay.
information that you can get from that at this
Okay.
point.
And the fact that we didn't find any, like, signaling evidence of a mining colony is kind of an answer in itself. Because that's the kind of thing we were looking for, and all we found was a distress signal.
It's all the lead we really have. Yeah, I suppose we don't really know how long we. Oh wait, we had some idea, didn't we? There was something about dates.
Yeah, you knew when the life support had been shut down.
Kicked back on, and kicked
Yeah.
back on, which was the day that we woke
And
up.
it was,
About 6
if
months.
he's been down there
Oh, about
5.5,
6 months.
yeah, so that's, we
Okay.
went into stasis not long before this signal. Well, we assumed
Okay.
we did anyway.
So it
And life
sounds like we're
support went
probably.
down at that point.
Sounds like something happened here.
Ooh.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I wonder if that means that we were meant to get here using the spike drive, but we didn't because we were in stasis, obviously, and that's why it's taken us this long to arrive.
With
I don't
that
think
thought-
we would. I don't. Yeah, you don't usually go unconscious for spike drills.
However, bringing that thought to the forefront, why don't you have 579 make an int fix for me? Or actually, sorry, wisdom fix. This is some more wisdom.
All right. It's the same number.
Woo!
Yeah.
I am both wise and intelligent, and rolling hot tonight.
And rolling hot. It's lingered at the back of 579's thoughts. May have come to the forefront, a couple times. Obviously, that's up to you. But 579 has had other things to think about in the meantime. It's possible that some of the damage to the spike drive was from a bad drill, and not just from scavengers salvaging everything they could. Now,
Gotcha.
it's hard to discern because everything that would have been damaged, the most important things damaged by a bad drill, have been taken.
Yeah, I get like the more obvious signs, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. I like to think you muse out loud quite a bit, so like with the talk about spike drills come up, kind of mentions like, maybe it was some sort of mishap. Maybe it caused us to maybe there was a mishap and we had to go into stasis. I don't know. Don't know what that'd do with the memory there.
Oh. So think.
And we're all
so
quite
is
healthy.
Yeah. I wonder. You said that the bits that would have been like. That would have been most obviously related to a spike drill and most damaged by a bad drill are gone because, well, they got taken. I wonder if it wasn't scavengers. I wonder if it was a repair effort that got interrupted halfway. Like when you take out the damaged parts before you
it'd be a
swap in
shit
the fresh
repair
ones. Hmm?
Be a shit repair effort. Clearly, they took all the stuff.
Mm. No, but that's what I'm saying. Maybe it was like meant to swap in fresh bits, but then they got interrupted for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
I mean, I suppose, like, I don't know, like we were doing mid repair. But no, if we were in mid repairs, why would I be going in stasis?
Mhm.
I'll just shrug.
Well,
Anyways, let's. I guess unless we can think of any other questions, maybe so I'll just go with planetary weather patterns. I can't really think of anything else.
you did that.
We can't get anything around that. Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, then the allergens and atmospheric hazards, right? Like, presumably there she wouldn't have. Well, I don't know.
I
Just
think
for the
we
sake
should-
of asking another question.
Yeah, I think we just sort of rolled that into. Is there anything that would stop us from making a safe landing? Actually, we could ask if there's any particularly good no, because we know what our landing spot's going to be anyway, don't we?
Mm.
I guess there's also. I mean, major industrial sites that include where those any mining facilities are. You mentioned the craters, but or the
Yeah, it would.
strip mining. Okay, so maybe we do that.
And
I
can you
guess we could-
repeat what your thought process or what your question was there, or your thoughts? I didn't catch the end of it.
For the scan was the what are the major industrial sites?
No, sorry, I said Genji. I meant viral.
No, I was just wondering, like, where would be a good place for us to land, but I realised that we're going to be aiming for somewhere near where the mining site was anyway, so
Gotcha.
disregard that.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll your int program one more time. Your difficulty on this is 10.
That's pretty low stakes.
There you go.
Made it.
And yeah, we made it.
Well, stop succeeding. Now we feel like I have to keep scanning.
So,
Yeah.
you've got enough data from the planet that you can confirm there is only the one industrial site, major industrial site. And that is the one that is near to those strip mines. At this point,
Where is that relative to the origin of the signal?
you know what? I will let you roll for that. Now that you've gotten, you've gotten a lot out of this data. I wasn't intending to let that be a roll, but now that we're at a difficulty 11 and you guys have made a lot with this data, go ahead and roll it.
And 180 is taking to it.
Are we
Like fish
good with
water.
that being our next question?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh.
Yeah.
What's important is we tried.
you did.
Yeah,
You did.
tomorrow that'll be a good enough roll.
This is a. I'm gonna put a nix on that question. The field radio isn't strong enough for you to actually get a good fix on its location.
Okay. It's just down there somewhere.
Yeah, you'll need to be on the ground before you can locate that.
We
Any
need
better.
to triangulate.
Hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
And with that, so that you're not pondering too much, there's not much more information that you can get from this planet. I can't think of anything else that would help you. Obviously, if 5 brains are smarter than 1, so if you think of another question that could help you, bring it up. But I think you're done scanning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are struggling to come up with questions as well, so I think I'm happy to
And
call
now-
that for scanning.
And now we can turn our attentions back to the secret compartment.
Yeah.
I just want make sure we didn't forget that we had questions pending.
Yeah.
So we're nearing the end of our session, and this would be a great way to end it. Do you want to open it with by drilling through the fix method, or do you want to open it by hacking it the hack method?
I'm inclined to do as little damage to the ship as possible, but if I need to, I'll drill on in there.
There's trade-offs. The drilling does do permanent damage. Hacking does permanent damage also, but a lot less. Hacking also has a chance of it relocking after it's a grace period.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should probably just drill through. It'll be fine. Was this through like vents and everything?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
This one has no vents.
I think we explored. Like 180 was going through the vents to confirm that space was not accessible through the vents, but I think this is accessible just from normal corridors.
Yeah.
You were also able to access data lines and power lines, and confirm that there are power lines that are in that area that shouldn't be if there's nothing there.
Okay, so there must be something, but yeah.
Well, first things first, you drill a hole through the wall to have a peek in, right? You need to do that anyways for either method.
And now that you know where the entry is, actually no, that's not true. I'll because I already started this line of thought, I'll say that you've got some kind of sensor or tool among your pre-tech toolkit. You can tell that there is atmosphere inside.
I guess sci-fi stud finder.
It's stale air. It has not been exchanged with any ventilation system, but there is atmosphere and pressure inside.
So I don't need to worry about drilling in and then causing explosive decompression.
Correct.
So I guess it would be fairly limited since it's a relatively small space, right? Anyways, unless anyone's going to say anything, I guess I'll start drilling.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or sawing, or just various tools from the toolkit, tearing a hole in the wall.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll assist with that.
Gentle.
Sure. This crew seems to be all about gentle.
I mean, I guess I could break out the explosives for it, but it seems like a bad idea.
I was going to say
I want the explosives to be outside the ship.
I was going to say we are all about gentle. How many boxes of explosives are there, and we haven't blown up anything yet?
I just realized I've been muted.
Oh no!
Oh God, Jackal.
Been there, done that.
Did you have any late contributions you wanted to make?
It's gone past, and I figured, I guess that wasn't important.
Oh, I feel bad now.
No, it's fine. I'm just like, God, can nobody hear me? And I checked over on Discord. Damn. Oh.
The answer is yes. No one can hear you.
I know.
Yeah, envisioning, you're like, can nobody hear me? And you look at the screen, and there's a notice saying, nobody can hear you.
Yeah. I asked, and the world answered.
Well, you break through, you drill through the door, and you make this room permanently accessible, unless you repair. You can always do repairs. And inside, Oh, I guess it actually was supposed to be depressurized. Eh.
It's fine. We could have just, like I said, if it's a small space, it shouldn't be explosive decompression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it might be somewhat violent, but it's not. I can't imagine it to be violent enough to
Honestly,
rip steel.
I think the only reason I even wrote this into my notes is because when I first described the room, I did describe it as having no atmosphere, no pressure, and then I questioned myself: how does a room with no vents actually stay? How is it depressurized? And then I had to answer that in my notes by saying, "This does not break science. The room was closed and sealed while the ship had no atmosphere."
There you go.
So it was just me rambling through a retro justification from Cycle 1.
That seems like a lot of effort for a weird thing.
Yep.
Yes, like an oddly specific detail.
It's like, let's make sure to build those ships in this little pocket here, this little secret room that no one's gonna know about.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have air in it.
It is another herring of the red color. It's not a particularly relevant detail. What is relevant is that when the door opens and the stale air wafts past you, you look in to find 5 sealed boxes. The boxes are made of a ceramic metal alloy, and I'm assuming that you do some investigations of them, or do you just go straight to opening?
Well, I think I'm still in the storage room looking at the manifest thing, so I'm not there at the moment.
Okay. Well, this can be pretty much any other time. We have a span of a couple of days for all these events to occur.
Oh, okay.
So you can be wherever you want.
In that case, yeah, if someone mentioned it, then I'll think it probably sounds interesting and go and be there.
Yeah. For people whose memories span the length of, in one case, a couple of days, and in the others, 2 weeks, everything is interesting, I imagine. Any attempt to discern what's inside these without opening them fails. Your sensors, even from your pre-tech toolkit, cannot penetrate more than a centimeter. If the distance actually matters. Cannot penetrate whatever these sealed boxes are made of.
Might as well open them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Inside the boxes are objects of a similar material. Each box contains only one object. 4 of them are cubes. Apparently I got real specific with distances, but 15 centimeters on a side, with an indentation extending from the center to one corner. And the 5th is a sphere of about 5 centimeters radius.
Oh. Okay, so what do these cubes and sphere appear to be made of? You mentioned that the boxes themselves were like some sort of ceramic metal alloy.
Mm-hmm.
What are the cubes and sphere made of? Same stuff or different?
Yeah, all of the cubes and spheres are made of some kind of white ceramic metal alloy.
So it's a cube with like a circle cut out in the corner, right?
Yes. If you were to arrange all 4 of them in a square shape, those indentations, those arcs would be large enough to form. Let's see.
A semi-sphere.
Yeah, a circle.
Hemisphere? Semisphere?
Is that about the same size as the sphere that we've got?
That's
It's
just
a-
what I was wondering.
It's a little bit bigger, but it fits inside.
Okay.
Well, is anyone else going to suggest the obvious course of action, or am I going to have to do it?
By all means, do it.
This... I mean, what could it do? I mean,
Probably nothing, but let's find out.
There you go.
I would. Yeah, I mean, if it does nothing, it does nothing. If it does something, hey, that's interesting. So, yeah, let's put these 4 cubes together, making that little, like, hemisphere gap, and then put the ball in, just for. Because it's better than having the ball rolled about the place.
Okay. As you
Voltron
arrange
assemble.
the 4 cubes together, they exhibit a sudden and strong attraction to each other, and come together.
I feel like it's like that'll be like a little nervous. It's just magnets.
Yeah. The minute they start to show an attraction to each other, I'll be like, oh, yeah, no, there's definitely something going on here. I'm holding the ball at this point, and I'll look around at whoever else is present, and she'll be like, should I still? And just sort of gesture towards the divot.
I mean,
The data on your pre-tech toolkit says that none of these are magnetic or ferromagnetic.
It's a real head scratcher.
So, do I put the ball in, or?
Well, you know, maybe it'll answer some questions. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good enough reason for me. Everyone had a chance to say no, and I will put the ball in the hemisphere.
One moment, please.
Uh-oh.
Okay. As you put the ball together, it locks into place. It floats above the constructed base, and seems to have grown heavier in itself. Additionally, your ship throws out entirely new warnings, telling you that metaspace has collapsed around you. All metaspace has been shunted from. Well, all metaspace energy has been shunted from from metaspace.
Okay, I'm immediately going to pull the ball out of the cube, if I can.
It's much heavier. It's much heavier, but you can pull it out. And as it comes off the base, you had to wedge a knee against it and pull with both hands. As it comes off the base, another alert rings across the Raza sensors of a metaspatial anomaly and imminent disaster, as white flashing heat washes over and vaporizes the Raza. And 800. You snap out of a precognitive vision, seeing 872 holding this ball.
Oh, shit.
One way to do it.
Okay.
Bravo. Bravo.
There's a brief moment of I'm just like, don't you fucking do that. You put that down.
Wait, so like put the ball down in the box, yeah? And lead towards it.
Stop.
You
stop,
okay?
Stop messing with
You
it.
okay there, 800?
You shut the fuck up.
Oh, Jesus.
You put that down right now.
What, like in the divot or?
Just put it back how you found it, please.
Okay. Chill. Look, I'll like step away from the box and put the ball on the floor. Look there. See, I've put it down. It's okay.
Just deep breaths. Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick.
What happened? What's up?
Bathroom's that way.
Just nearly killed us. Don't do that again. Don't try and do that again.
Wait, what? What do you nearly killed us? Is a box? What's it gonna do? Turn into a robot?
I mean, yeah, sure, the non-magnet thing's weird, but
I-
it's tiny. Well, actually, it's not that tiny. But you know.
It's very hard to explain. Just bad idea.
Hey. Right, so I guess we should just take this apart then. I'll move towards the box, sort of look at 800 almost questioningly, like, are you going to freak out? With a sort of, are you going to freak out if I start taking this apart kind of demeanor.
800 looks very viscerally uncomfortable as you go back toward the thing.
Okay, I won't touch it.
What you were going to do was gonna like vaporize us. The thing that we talked about earlier, like that actually happened.
A72 looks very confused. Out of character, I don't. What are you referring to? The thing we talked about earlier?
Out of character, when I first woke you up from the thing saying, oh, maybe the thing, the explosives are set to vaporize the ship.
Right.
Unintentional foreshadowing.
The best kind.
You mean always intended?
800's having a minor existential crisis. Did we actually die?
I don't recall dying now.
What?
I'm alive. I mean, I think I'm alive. I'll poke myself and go, yep, nope. I still feel a heartbeat. Sorry, just give me a sec. Yep, still breathing.
Hmm.
Okay.